Alright. We have some real. I will catch you up if you were one of the people who were not here for the last Disco Elysium day, where I actually had. Oh, they're telling me not to run. I'm still running. I'm running until the game tells me not to. Is this open? I can stand to heal. We had a huge gunfight. We tracked down the mercenaries that were brought in by Wild Pines to try to quell the Union uprising. We got into a gigantic firefight with them. We were shot twice. Kim was concussed. And, a whole bunch of NPCs died. But Kim's alive, I'm alive, and we are currently on our way to go explore the last unexplored section of the map, which is an island that we have until now not had access to. Yeah, Time and V, you're absolutely right. For the best. Being safe, man. I have to go buy a new USB Type-C headphones. Hashtag feels bad, man. Why so? Started watching Trials of Gabriel Fernandez. I don't think I've ever been happy to see you streaming, Taff. Rough. There's a lot of rough stuff out in the world, man. I'm not like, we've acknowledged it. It exists. We'll obviously talk about how it impacts our lives. But here, man, I'm here and down to escape as much as I think you guys are here and down to escape. So, yeah, fuck the outside world. Let's play some video games. Nosafed, bottle of magnesium. That's morale +1, morale +3. I don't think I've picked this up yet. I'll take one of those and two of those, please. And you know what? As long as I'm here, let's grab some of those. Excellent. I have no idea what this is going to be, but I know we came awfully close to death twice. We found Ruby. If you're not familiar with the game at all, Disco Elysium, we're an amnesiac cop. We don't know that, obviously, but we wake up an amnesiac cop. Who apparently tied on a drug-induced bender and has to educate himself with regards to quite literally everything. Klaus is gone. Renee's gone. Ceiling. I don't know what the, is that? I don't know what that is. Most of these white checks are, like, impossible now. We're in this sort of pseudo-Euro area called Revachol. We had a huge gunfight here and a lot of people literally were murdered. This is a game that has RPG elements in that you create a character, give him stats, change and alter those stats as the game progresses. You have certain skill sets that benefit you, some that you're good at, some that you're weak at, or that you're middling at all of them. And then there's a ton of sort of choose-your-own-adventure style bits and bobs. We've had a hand in a lot of it, and we've done a lot of things so far. A lot of things I think are going to end up undone on this first playthrough. Spoilers, the second playthrough probably just going to be for me.
This is the story of the newest denizen
I will
of
probably
the
play
cave.
the second playthrough just for myself, offline. It's been a real beast to complete. We're at 38 hours, which is obviously longer than the 30-ish hours they say it takes to complete, but I also stopped to talk. I also stopped to, like, hypothesize. I stopped to sort of bullshit with chat about their experience with the game or what they've seen other people do, what kind of build they've got going on, so we've tacked on a little bit of time. And then, of course, I also stopped to thank people like Firefly G coming in Tier 1 for 35 months. Is this new Repentance DLC? I really like it. It is, in fact. Thank you so much, Firefly. I appreciate the bits. You still have your partner? I got unlucky. Why would they have taken my partner away? I'm sorry, you got yours taken. Have they taken partner away from people? Saturday's not a good day to chest thump. Because this is usually by far our lowest viewership day of the week, but I'm getting up in the 200s playing Isaac during the week and staying up in the hundreds for like Witcher 3, so I'm in pretty good shape. Oh, you're talking about Kim. Oh, Joe, I get it. Oh. See, partner has such a huge pecking order. What do you mean? You act like that's not some you act like that's not some ignorant shit that somebody would come in here to talk about. Chat, are you I've had to ban people this week. Because they were like, I'm gonna punch the coronavirus in the face. You guys are all idiot sheeple. Sorry, that's my bad. Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Stuff like that comes up from time to time. Don't you cringe me a million times. I'll time your ass out, D. They have absolutely taken part in it. I was gonna say, that's my head was there. So, that, and I also, so apparently Kim can die. We saved Kim with a lucky roll. So the first thought that came to my head was, the first thought that came to my head was not, I'm so grateful Kim's alive, because I've never had an instance in this game where he's been dead. And when we ended last time, we kind of ended quickly because I needed to go to a function for my sons that was time sensitive, and I had to drive across the city to do it. So I left this in a hurry, and some people were like, we saved Kim, but it wasn't literally until just now that I'm realizing with that comment, the potential for not having Kim is there. And boop. I'll give myself some bits. Because, listen, I've had that conversation. I've had that conversation with actual people who've come up and been like, I lost my partner. And I was like, oh, for real? Alright, so I just sort of assumed that this was the way that we get to the... I just sort of assumed this was the way that we get to the island. Tasks. Go to the island. Go to the islet by the bay. There could be a boat in the fishing village on the coast. Ask there. Yeah, it's still 3% after all this time. Do you think not... Door unopenable. An old door worn by the elements guards the depot. The wind has blown the sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long time. You see a handle. Is this it's just actually like a weapons depot? I'm still gonna leave it alone. I'm not gonna risk rolling boxcars. We're looking for a boat in the fishing village. I'm not looking for I haven't been looking for a boat. I never got that door to open. Yeah, I'm hoping that with some revelation. I guess I should just go to the dock, huh? I was hoping with some revelation it would get easier. That's not a boat. I think you find out later, but I don't even know if the door can open. I mean, like, technically, maybe they rig it so that you can't hit boxcars on that. So that, you know, it says 2 6s always wins. Snake Eyes always loses. But maybe they rigged that one so that you just flat out can't get it. Jangle Bigums, good morning to you as well. Success doesn't mean success, it just means not failure. So, like, if we hit boxcars, if we hit 2 6s, it just means you succeed at trying to open the door, but it still doesn't open. I know that in the firefight,
This is the story
it's impossible
of the
to dodge
newest
the last
denizen
bullet, so
of
it
the
could be rigged.
cave.
And Maverick, I just got around to see what you wrote. Sorry, man. Bro Squatch, good morning. Jangle Bigums gifts a tier 1 sub to Tim. I was super high energy yesterday because I was really excited to get my ass off the sofa. Oh. I was really high energy yesterday. I am really kind of low energy today because seasonal allergies have hit me like a fucking sledgehammer. You should ask the owner before you take the boat to the island. My head is in a vice. My throat is itchy. I ache in my
Officer,
shoulder and heads.
You're wounded.
Heads.
Why are you wounded? You look terrible.
You're not limping, you're you. She sounds almost disappointed with you, reprimanding you for falling and hurting your knee. I got shot in the foot is pretty badass.
Shooting in town. Weird gunshots. Not that we don't hear gunshots all the time, but
Yeah, I might get some
closer
tea.
than usual.
Yeah, I might do spicy food. The last thing I want to do is eat something that's gonna make me miserable. Like, oh, my sinuses are cleared out, but now I kind of want to vomit from the gurgle gut. But I might do something like habanero pepper out of the fridge hot. I'm not feeling food challenge hot. Not with my head feeling like it's half underwater. Thank you, Jangle Bigums. That's very kind of you. And again, thank you, Jangle Bigums, for the gifted sub to Tim. I appreciate that. Susan! I can't yell. Susan! Susan!
There was an exchange of fire on Rue de Saint-Guylaine. It's nothing to be worried about, madame.
I also got shot in the
That's
chest.
nothing to brag about, officer.
It's not serious. He'll be okay.
It felt pretty serious at the time, Kim. Feel a ligament move on your left shoulder and a small, warm drip of blood. It's nothing.
So you're a killer.
You should
That's
see
good,
two
I
other
guess.
guys.
I
Or,
guess. Better than being dead.
you should see the other guys. 2 dead and 1 in the hospital. I was a killer long before this happened.
I've always taken you for one. That's for sure. Not a lot of RCM men who aren't killers.
Thank you, Ghost Cubby. I appreciate that. Susan! We have a question for you.
Of course. Can I help you with something?
We need to go to the island. Won't be a problem. It's wind still and the tar just dried. She points to her skiff next to the jetty. We got 2 days of relative sunshine ahead. Can we borrow your boat? If you promise to bring it back, no scraping the hull. I just got it nice and yellow and no drinking on the boat. Her eyes narrow and no joyriding either. Of course, ma'am. It's only for a day or two. Official police business. Aye, she nods. What if I want to rock? See, that makes me not want to lend you my skiff. On the boat, rocking leads to capsizing, and there's an absolutely 100% rock-free skiff. You got it? Got it. What's on the island? Saw some ruins through the binoculars. Used to be some sort of fortification there before the war for the command. Communards. Anti-aircraft gun, I think, bombed to bits in the landing. I haven't been there myself. Always steered clear of it. Hasn't been there herself, then who has? Yeah, if you haven't been there, then who has? My husband used to drink there. Him and his drinking buddies always seemed like a bad place to drink to me. People died there during the landing, you know, my mother told me. It's supposed to be one of the many fortifications that was used in the dying days of the revolution against coalition forces before they took a city. She looks around. The kids go there sometimes too. I know they do on rafts. I tell them not to bring back, but they bring back old bullet casings and such. She points to the twins. God forbid they bring a girl along on some rickety barge. Please don't be sick, Taff. If the stores must be closed, you're my entertainment. Well, if like here's the backwards weird ass part of it, Marie, is that in a weird martyry like throw myself on the grenade situation, at the very least, I will be sick on my day off, and I will process all this, and come Monday, I'll probably sound just like this, but I'll be on the way back up. So that's generally the circle of it. First that. Secondly, thank you so much for being here. I'm doing my best to keep people sane during the next month as best I know how. Oh, I might need more hot coffee. And I'll also be happy to be done with a game that's 95% reading. We will not start Persona 5 while my throat is all hoarse. Can I maybe ask your twins about the place before we go? Would that be alright? Be my guest. She looks at the boys. They have a very strange way of talking. See if you can get anything useful out of them. I seldom do. Is there anything we should know before we get there? Well, most of it's sunken underwater. That means concrete underwater. Cut your boat if you're not careful. Be sure to enter from the south side. Water is deep there. 2 days of sunshine. I just got a bacterial infection. So sad to hear that. Take care of that with ether, will you? Don't get too many RCM men around here. Sad to lose the first one. That's cool. You boasting your bacterial infection like that. I know it is, Physical Instrument. Thank you for being here and taking care of me. Appreciate you, Physical Instrument. We're on unlimited hours for work, so working weekends right now. Glad to hear you're here to keep me company, Spooty Chick. Yeah, hell yeah. Like, you know, I don't think anybody wants to be accused of profiteering during a pandemic, but it gives people who don't have the opportunity to watch me frequently the opportunity to watch me frequently. So does that mean MLB The Show is up next? It is installed. I've dropped $80. Bought the version of it that I could play immediately, just in case we decided to pivot to MLB The Show from Disco Elysium. Just in case. On that island, the one who's busy kicking his stones points at the bay. Yep, that's the one. Nothing. It's just a sea fort and some plants. You can take the raft out there. It's great. And the other one butts in. We make a fire. We gather sticks for the fire, or bullets. Not real bullets, empty bullets. What then? There are lights. The fire guy comes and asks us to put the fire out. So somebody lives on the island? Nope. There's other... Yes. Why is he the fire guy? Because the boy stops to think. Because he asks us to put the fire out, dipshit. Why does he ask you to put the fire out? I don't know. He just doesn't like it. Doesn't like people to be there. You shouldn't go. You mentioned something about lights. One of them said, it's hard to tell which one now starts. I don't know. Did you mean there are electrical lights? He points to the street lamp. Yes. Is there anything you can tell me about this guy? Age? Does he live there? No, he doesn't live there, I don't think. No, he lives there. He's been there twice, 2 times. Huh. The first one pauses to think and comes to a sort of conclusion. He doesn't live there. He isn't there sometimes. Anything else? What does this guy look like? I don't know. How come? We ran. You yelled that we shouldn't be there. Your father used to go to the island too? Our father killed himself. Don't say that. He didn't. His brother punches him. The boy's eyes well up like he's about to start crying. A dull pain flashes through your mind. I mean, I guess I say nothing, right? Yeah, Rusty, the potential's there. The reason I was 10 minutes late for stream today was because I was trying to figure out how I disconnected my PlayStation to put the Switch in. Because I haven't used the PlayStation for a video game in a really long time. But I did it. And it was actually really simple. I just made it way more complicated. I don't know what to say here. I don't know much. I'm sorry, one says to the other, rubbing the brother's shoulder. Is that all you know? Can you tell me anything more about the island? The boy says, rubbing his eyes. It's clear he has no intention of finishing the sentence. Lights, fire guy, the lieutenant looks at you. We should check up on that island. Bye, kids, take care. Alright. This is the only one that we didn't pull together, I don't think. I also don't know how to make Van Eyck's tune more hardcore. I was saying if the mods aren't here, Tysus, I'll happily do a thing. It's Saturday. It's not Isaac. You really roll the dice with not Isaac. I usually take it upon myself. Do you have bullets? I don't think I have bullets. I don't think I have bullets. A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. The boat's belly... Oh, there's no announcement? I got it. I want to point out... Hold on. I want to point out... This, when it first comes up, always looks like a pig being really angrily fucked by another pig. Or like a dinosaur, maybe? It always comes up, and what I always see is like another pig or like a T-Rex just rage fucking the shit out of this poor, complacent, depressed looking pig right here. And without fail, every single time, I go, hey, I would like to send this to everyone. And with every single time it comes up, all I see is like, wait, hold on. Would you fuck a pig? And I'm like, wait, what? And they're like, nothing, we just wanted to get your attention. Now that we know we have it, do you really want to send this to 700 plus people? That's all I can see. Is just some animal rage fucking a poor wumpus, a poor Discord wumpus. That's all I can see every single time. I feel like I can't be the only one. I'll go ahead and get this announcement going live. Just like that. Send now. Look at me go. Look at how useful I am to myself, chat. CPU came in yesterday, waiting on the motherboard sometime next week. Work for a local hotel chain. One of our locations was supposed to have a family fun day event going on. All March break had to cancel and refund a bunch of people. I'm waiting at this point to talk to Delta. It could be a while. A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its 2 seats are empty. Legendary success. The boat's belly is a shiny yellow color, industrial paint over fresh tar. You see it reflect off the water along with the factory number A72. Once you get in, that's it. Pull the starter handle and you're off to the bay. Strange trepidation comes over you. Are you sure you want to go now? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this. It's basically asking me if I have any other quests or gear that I want to pick up along the way. That's what I'm sensing. You take the engine, Kim, I'll hold the boombox. What? What? How else do we blast sad FM on the way to the island? You heard me, don't make me repeat myself. Fine, why not? Very cool. Now tune it to sad FM, you know you want to. Get in and ride to the island. Ryan Fish, what's going up, brother? What's going up, brother? What's going on, brother? Yo, what's up, Taffy and crew? How's everyone doing? Cooped up in their isolation nests. Oh, dude. We're say anythinging it. I'll move the cursor out of the way. Welcome, Ryan. This is a sad banger. It also brings me great joy knowing that Kim is the one steering this and I am not. Yeah, my parents named me Ryan in the 80s, and now half the people my age are named Ryan. Thanks, God, it wasn't Ryan Seacrest. What was the name of the Ryan that was super famous back then? Ryan O'Neal, is that right? There was some 70s and 80s actor that was very, very popular at the time. It was like handsome. Ryan roll call. Hey! I always liked my name. Apparently, it almost came in runner-up to my name being Christopher Dallas Caps. Which I gotta admit, having Dallas in my name would have been pretty badass. Also, Ryan was almost as popular as Chris the years we were born. As if to illustrate my point, my parents almost named me Christopher. I would have made a good Chris, but I think I'm a better Ryan. Dallas as a name would have been cool. If I had been named Christopher and my middle name was Dallas, I might have gone by Dallas. It'd have been like a Vietnam War movie. Over there we got Cleveland, and over there we got Dallas. Say hi, Dallas. Fucks up. Over there we got Kansas City. Each and every one of them a badass in their own right. Except Dallas. I play video games. Shut up, Dallas. He gonna get us killed. Son of a bitch. I am terrible at this. I just eat MREs and nap. I have a great appreciation for how long this cutscene was. The boat comes to a slow stop. Kim turns the engine off, and then there is silence. Perception. In the silence, a sputter of wings, a flock of quails takes off in the distance. Shivers. There's very little wind here today. The ghost is standing still. You look at your arms, then the cliffs above you. Task complete, go to the island. Let's go, whispers Kitsuragi. You climb out. By Vietnam movie, you mean Zombieland. Well, before Zombieland, it was more prevalent in like Vietnam war films, World War II war films. Makeshift bridge, the bombs were let's see, the bombs were I didn't see the rest of it. Rusted chain trails off into the ocean. Can I go this way? Let's explore the outside first. The tires are falling. These tires are falling apart. They're at least 50 years old. There's very, very few places we can go out here. I wonder if I have any allergy nasal spray, like decongestant spray. The bombs were strong enough to break the foundation. Gotcha. That was it. I just didn't get there all the way. Attention, inflammable. Which I think is the same as flammable, just with extra steps. Some fuel has leaked out of the barrel, black and viscous. There's a lingering trace of mazout in the air. I'm Jennifer. There's so many of us I've gotten used to just being called by my last name. Flammable and inflammable mean the same thing. English is stupid. The dry grass crackles under your feet as you stop. Far away, birds' wings touch the still surface of the sea. What is that flutter? The flock of quail departs. Now more than 100 meters away, 102, 105. On the islet, there is almost no wind, just the light movement of air through the reeds. Bulrushes swaying on the waterline, long dried leaves chafing against each other. Like a silent orchestra tuning in at the beginning of some major work. Of great importance to the few who attend. To the west, a silent hiss, sea air moving through the needles of a pine. To the east, the faraway roar of the city, distant like today's dream. Before it, the sound of sand. The low tide filters through its grains, a fish tending to its feathers. Ahead, a low hum. The air slowly moves through a concrete box, through its ancient slits and cracks, resonating hollow, a big building. Beyond that, further north, air flows out of a pillbox window. There is very little there. The air causses flowers on a meadow. Absolute silence. Reeds motionless. Bulrushes motionless. Below the silence, Col do Mama de Qua. Kim. This is where the lesser man would stop to think about the pain shooting up his right leg and into his groin. You're concentrated on how... It is really fucking silent on this island. It is... is that why we're stopping? I have to listen to one more thing. There we go. Can't confirm. Ham author, English is dumb. English is the big dumb. Like, it don't make me laugh, my eyes hurt today. The barrel says ICM. You see a star with little specks on it. ICM, this feels familiar somehow. Kim, what is the ICM? Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official name of the Communards Army, the black and white army of the revolution. Sounds like RCM. It does. Why? The RCM may descend from the ICM. May. It's impossible to say. He looks at the darkened doorway. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly workers and criminals. White star? Nope. An upside down star. With its horns in the sky, the symbol of the commune. Are those speck stars too? Nope, that's the uninhabited archipelago. Looks old. What is it still doing here? After 44 years, that's not nearly enough time to hide what happened here, you lieutenant.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Sickness Jones comes in, Twitch Prime, 28 months, sickness. Though I am not feeling well, I will always be able to summon the strength for this dirty welcome. It is a job done best with two hands. Any partner or affiliate would be more than happy to receive your Twitch Prime sub, but Sickness Jones, I am super happy, even though I am down with the sickness, to stay here and receive it from you. Thank you so much, man. I introduced some friends to For the King yesterday. We played for 5 hours straight. Yeah, like this was the first Thursday after 2 Thursdays in a row of there being scheduling differences. After 2 days in a row of there being, or 2 Thursdays in a row of there being schedule differences, nobody even asked if like Brain and Justin and I were doing For the King yesterday. But he was also rocking that new COD BR, which I would love to play with him. Yeah, For the King was great. I'm kind of happy to have my Thursdays back though. I never met another Susan my age, but we had almost a full page of LeBlancs, and I was the only one whose family spells it LeBlanc. It's a thing. It's ridiculous. Yeah, it's seasonal allergies. Sickness Jones. It hit 80 in Richmond, and all the trees are exploded from the inside out, and it's just all in the air, and so this Commonwealth, this part of the country, just destroys me for about a weekend, and then I recover. But it means I'm gonna have 2 days of just feeling like my head's in a vice. I felt it yesterday. When I ended stream, I ended about 45 minutes early, and then I basically just went and slept the rest of the day and night. Warm blood trickles down your armpit. The ligature is off. It is nothing. The little birch from the coin-operated viewer is still holding on. No way to get up there. The stairs are gone. Well, let's go inside and see what's what. Dude, I knew a lot of Josephs, Dom. I knew a lot of Josephs. I also grew up in a place where there were a lot of Mormons, so Joseph Smith, it's not surprising that Joseph was a big name. Careful, these stairs have collapsed. Alright, well, let's go this way first. Oh, well, let's look at this first. There was once, this was once an armament rest. An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift, the makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across the floor. The cables have disappeared into the wall on your right. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel, checking it for warmth. It's cold now, but someone's been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired. Where did they lead? He looks at the wires. He looks at the wall socket downstairs somewhere. What kind of generator is this? Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout. He points to the open fuel cap on the side of the dynamo. That kind is favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a long winter, long and cold. If anyone stayed here, they'd need a generator. Tap on the side. A hollow ring. The canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator and down into the ammo lift. What does this mean, a generator here? I don't know. I'm not a philosopher. I am. The generator proves the universe is material. I meant, why is it here? Smart guy. Someone with basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep the room warm. Maybe it's the fire guy. Let's look at everything here before we go. Books, mostly fantastique and historical fiction. Gene Hackman writes historical fiction now, chat. The more you know. Dishes stained with sauce and fire. Survivor's kitchen. Hand-eye coordination. Empathy goes up, but composure goes down. You know what I might want to do real quick? I might want to equip all perspective things at the moment, if I haven't already. I would like very much in the interim to note. Oh, close. I want to notice everything. Interfacing, savoir-faire, interfacing. I don't remember what interfacing does, if I'm being honest. Oh, we have a level up point that we haven't used either. Somebody said we might save it until we realize what we need it for later, but I don't know. Master machines, pick locks and pockets. That feels kind of good. Lucid, how are you peasants today? I, as a newly minted toilet paper magnate, am doing fantastic. I bought a mountain to sit atop. I haven't left. I've gone to the gym and that's it. And I'm not going to the gym for the next 2 weeks. I got to figure out what kind of like body weight and calisthenic type stuff I can do at home, because I don't think I'm gonna go to the gym for a couple weeks. With the exception of like groceries, I really don't think that I'm gonna leave the house for a while. Let's see. Reaction speed, savoir-faire, composure, hand-eye coordination or suggestion, shivers, electrochemistry. There's a lot of stuff being found here for interfacing. Screw it. There's a lot of stuff being handed to us for interfacing. So let's go ahead and just equip it. That and perception. Anything we can do to up perception. While we're trying to find all the stuff that's floating around. Alright, that catches us up on stuff that we're actively holding. PTX Divided, what's going on, man? Got my hair cut. I am fighting seasonal allergies at a time where it's very difficult to think of what the reaction would be if I went out into the world and was just like, oh man, could you ring me up a little bit faster? My head is killing me, my chest hurts so much. You see candles planted on a broken rangefinder. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, Timon, is if I... Hey, Loco with the host. I'm gonna assume that that's like either an auto host or she has just shown up and is angling people my direction. Regardless if you're here from any outside outlet, my name's Taffy. I'm feeling under the weather. It is not COVID-19. I just have seasonal allergies, and Virginia is beating the living shit out of me with its pollen. All that being said, I am happy because today we might finish Disco Elysium, which we've been working on for essentially months. The year is 2020. I'm not reading that. The year is 2020. The worldwide toilet paper pandemic has reached its peak. Jeff Bezos, sitting atop his pile of money, tosses single sheets down to the masses below. They scramble and struggle to wipe, savoring every last fiber. These are dark days indeed. Do not become addicted to toilet paper and its properties. I just pictured Jeff Bezos as a Morton Joe now and just pulling a lever and just toilet paper just streaming out of the mountain and down into the hordes, people with buckets trying to catch it. Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor on a makeshift cupboard. They are not particularly well organized. Some of the soft covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. This disparate digest includes the classic animal adventures. Encyclopedia says, popular depictions of man versus nature by amateur naturalist T&T Harpin, husband and wife, widely read by people from all walks of life. Who doesn't like nature? Who doesn't want to survive? Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine cathodique For electrical engineering, it is back to pulp, light erotica, and an international thriller about circuit benders. Someone made themselves a home. The lieutenant inspects a soft cover. Enraged by commies. Sure, let's give it a shot. Wow. Wow. Snake eyes, huh? That's how we're gonna start our day? Alright, game. Good to know. Not that you can tell, this is a digest of someone who is dead bored. Most of it's for entertainment purposes, fittingly right next to the radiola on the floor. Maybe it's a little old-fashioned. There's a nude mag. More than that, you can't say. Well, shit. Whoops. What was this? Oh, it's all the same stuff. Damn, man. Time to go back to bed and try again tomorrow. Well, good news. There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner resting on the pile. Oh, my God, please. Allergies got me. There's a greasy old mattress in the corner resting on piles of soft-cover books. White linen and a pillow are visible under a worn-out Caracool blanket. Someone's been squatting here. The lieutenant inspects the bed. The linen is fresh, recently washed. There are signs that someone lives. You force the rest of the sentence out through the pain, thick as molasses, but you're no longer able to hear yourself speak. You know, officer, he looks at you with a touch of concern. You can rest here if you're feeling tired. I will keep watch. You can maybe use some rest for what's ahead. Shit, if I'd known that... Well, I guess I did buy reserves. I would have not spent my stuff if I'd known I was just going to heal. You face the concrete wall. There's less light here in a dark corner. Like a dog, you lie there. Are we going to have a conversation with ourselves? You didn't realize how tired you were. Your body is still nowhere near healed. Curl up with your knees close to your chest. The blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete and cold. Minutes pass. Half an hour maybe. The sounds of the sea beyond grow distant. Your eyelids close until you feel yourself standing up in the darkness right next to the mattress. Slowly the world begins to hatch from the blackness. It's evening. That was the spring mattress speaking to us. There's a spring mattress sale at Haynes Home Furnishing. I don't know if that's true, but it just felt like, baby, this mattress is talking to us. I don't look good. Kim Kitsuragi? Paging. Kim Kitsuragi? It won't let me back out this way. I guess the beach is this. We'll try this way. The door is still here, closed, feels strange. You can't get in. Okay. Can I get in this way? Reenie! That's as much as I can get out. Excuse? Where are you taking me? Oh, we go underneath. I thought this was a walkway. It is totally not a walkway. PTX divided, starting to, let's see. Starting to, gotcha. I'm jumping in on somebody else's conversation there. Oh, the X part. No, I don't know. I don't know how to deal with other people anymore. Amber's stuck with me. That's all I know. Can I up my conceptualization? Try again? No, I'd have to put a point into it, and I don't think I have a point to give. Whoops. It's not letting me do anything right now. I can't access the map. I can't check my points. There's music going on in the background, which makes me wonder. I can't go back here, can I? Oh, I totally can. Walk into the water now. You see footprints in the water. Further. What in the shit? Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state, turns to face you. She has an airship bag in her hand. She seems to be in a hurry. Okay, don't say you need to talk right away. Melt the ice first. This way, you're already talking. But don't even. But you don't even want to talk to her. She could only. She would only be cold and mean. Let her go. Let her go. This is the holy queen of the territories of the Mundi and the Insulindi. Think of the historic knowledge we could glean. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win her back. Where are you going?
I'm going to Morova. To live there. In Grad. It's 1 million kilometers away, Harry. Might as well be another lifetime. Just my scepter.
What's in the bag?
My globe cruciger. A spare silk gown. A toothbrush. Travel documents. The crown of immortality.
Cool. She looks at the suitcase, not knowing what more to say. Then over her shoulder, silence. Her nuptial glow flows in the wind, wraps around her holy body. Can you stay for a moment? We need to talk. We need to have one more massive epic showdown.
No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive epic showdown. I want to go to the aerodrome. I have tickets for the 10:20 flight to Morova. Really. We don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. Us, our love, our unborn daughters. It's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you. And you have to be alone. In hell. Forever. That's just the way it is.
Oh no, what? I'm trying it. We're kissing her. I have a feeling this is not Dolores Day. I have a feeling this might be an ex. Woof. With your feet trembling. Whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that, you're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try it now. With your feet trembling from the steps you took, tepid and fearful, you stand against her body close to you, radiating warmth. With your eyes closed, you move your lips on her mouth. She is not kissing you back. I feel her breath. Her chest rising like a pillow, warm exhalations against the side of your mouth, her tender soul moving through her lungs. Her cheek against mine feels like soft fuzz, a bird covered in down feathers, brushing against your broken capillaries. The world's most precious metal reserved for those who she lets close enough to feel it. You are stealing a touch it is not yours to take. Cold shiver against my forehead, the delicate wreath on her forehead pressing into your temple. This is silver is from the cold. This silver is cold from the spring evening air. Squeeze her wrist. Her hand does not return the grip. Her body is rigid. There is a current of unease that courses through it. This was not about failure or success. This was always going to be a horror. I should not have suggested it, and you should not have listened to me. Move your mouth. Nothing. Just pillows against you, unresponsive, but for the taste of apricots. The moment is ending. She is going to move her face away from yours. Saw a Facebook post today about a passage from a Dean Koontz book said in 2020 there will be a respiratory pandemic called Wuhan 400. They'll be resistant to medication and kill millions, written in 1981. Well, we'll see. She tried hard not to look at you when she withdrew and you held her hand. She tried not to look at your face and see the expression there. Brother, you should have put me in the front. You should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I have failed you. You're the apricot chewing gum scented one. No, she just shakes her head. I am just Dora. You didn't kiss me back. She breathes out heavily as if something painful has passed through and shakes her head. Say nothing and stand there like a useless dildo. Why didn't you kiss me back? Why did you do that to yourself? You know I don't cheat, Harry. I never cheated on you. That's it then. No, Harry, not yet. There's one more thing you have to see. She slides her hand down on her chest and onto her stomach and smiles. I'm pregnant. Swallow. You know what this means. It's his, the man on the phone? Yes, he did it. She looks down at her belly, then up at your old eyes. I terminate. Ah! I terminated yours. Don't you remember, you poor fuck? You poverty-stricken fuck? Jesus. Now go ahead. She wipes her palms into the silk of her gown. Ask me more questions. Let's talk about something else. No, this has to end. Do the last one.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Squint Fox, Tier 2, 34 months, terminated. Jesus Christ. Isaac terminates your unborn children, you poverty-stricken fuck. My lord. Squint Fox, thank you so much. I nearly had to get a hold of you this morning because I unplugged the PS4 to plug, I'm guessing, the Switch in, and I saw the HDMI just hanging there, and I couldn't remember where it went, and then it dawned on me it goes in the goddamn PS4. I was bouncing around trying to figure out, like, the switcher, the HDMI switch, the splitter, and I was just sitting there, like, doing this, like, pin the tail on the donkey for, like, a half an hour. And I was like, well, let me trace it out from the PS4 and see where it goes. And I went to trace it out, and I was like, there's no HDMI on the PS4. Fuck me. Oh, God, hot coffee tastes good. Nailed it. Squint Fox, man, I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for the Tier 2 support, the 34 months of support, and just generally being a spectacular human being. Pain Threshold says not to do anymore, just to go to the last one. Apparently, I think these will probably hurt me. We'll just do the last one. Pain Threshold. No, don't say it, don't beg. You'll only make her go. My mind sucks. I have to, Harry. Really? I've already missed the 8:30 fingers wrap around the bag handle. I'm gonna go now. You have sworn a holy oath, Harry. She herself begged you not to let her go. Sit down and have a coffee. What are you going to do in Morova? Understand, nod silently like a martyr. What are you gonna do in Morova? Light life culture is so much better than here. Everything here reminds me of you and the horrible times we had, the nights we stayed up fighting for our dying love. I want to wipe it all off me and be clean again. I want to be a good person again, not this, not what you've made me into. Want to have a coffee? No, that would only be painful and dull. At the aerodrome, life, love, and laughter are waiting for me, and at the cafeteria, dust, hell, and tragicomedy. Alright, man, I get you. No, you don't. You're just being a martyr, and I'm really going now. The time is up. I must be on the 10:20 flight. She turns. Will we ever see, I'm going to guess, each other again? I won't see you, but you will still see me. How can that be? Oh, Harry, this is a dream. Can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago this happened? She looks around. A year, 2, 5 years ago? How will I see you again then? Right there, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening 3 times a week at least. And Harry, it really, really looks like it's started happening again. There's the video rental. I'm suffocatingly beautiful and young, and I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum. like I did the last time when I asked you for forgiveness after leaving you for the first time so long ago. Yeah, joke's on you, I like this. Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death or war or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. The first death is the heart, Harry. See you tomorrow. Well, she seems nice. You poverty-stricken fuck. Wendigo, I woke up with a sore throat and asked my boss if I could stay home from work, and then I told myself to suck it up, Buttercup, and now I'm here. You're up quick. How was your sleep? My sleep was deep and invigorating. Desperately try to cover up all the blood seeping out of your hands. Swallow the blood and conclude. Let's comb the entire island centimeter by centimeter. That's the next step in the task chain. Just spit out the blood and get back to work. You're badass like that. Okay, he simply replies. He's still worried. You must have really thrashed and squealed in your sleep. Alright, well, here we go. Yeah, as I say, Kim wouldn't leave us hanging, man. Kim is the best dude in the history of ever. Magnesium. Magnesium and Nosafed. This great blast door must weigh over 10 tons. Rust peels off it. Let's see what's outside. You see a small metal door nested inside a larger one. A heavy steel blast door. There is a conventional keyhole above the handle. It's very small. What's on the other side? Another part of the island, probably. The lieutenant looks into the keyhole, but the lock looks like it could still be usable. How do we open it? Looks at the lock on, or looks at the door, then at his bigger brother, then at the lock. Maybe this is one of the doors we don't open. I find us not opening it highly unlikely. All right, Lieutenant knocks on the metal. I retract my statement. It was naive. Let's look around and get it open. Yeah, don't tell me there's a door we don't open. We open all the doors. Yeah, Ryan Fish, last week we took that dumb smirk off our face and shaved our beard. Yeah, Wendigo, like, I'm playing it better safe than sorry. I thought I would still go to the gym. I don't think I'm gonna go to the gym for the next couple of weeks, and that's just gonna mean that I have to figure out how to do calisthenics at home. I'll have to figure out, like, I'll find somebody's, like, hotel and travel routine and do, like, push-ups, sit-ups. Shit, I may even jog. I fucking hate jogging, but I may put some monkey butt powder on my balls and just jog the neighborhood or something. But I have to keep the exercise up because I have to keep peeling weight. Green paint flecks off the monoblock aluminum cabinet. There's rows of switches on the front panel, a frequency band, and even a keyboard. What's this then? The console of an antique computation device. The lieutenant points to the wires running into the machine. The generator upstairs with wires coming out of it. They terminate here. Could this open the blast door? Possibly. He inspects the dial. Urgence. Ouvert. Allumer. Radio diffuser. It sounds like this device was used to control all of the electronics here. Maybe it still does. Turn emergency open. Nothing happens. We need to restore power before using this officer. The generator. He looks upstairs. It didn't look like there was fuel in it. He looks at the dim light on the right. We should look around. There are barrels all over. Maybe one of them still has something in it. Failing that, we could go back to the mainland and get some from Mike Kanema. He shakes his head. I don't want to do that. Let's just look around. Fair enough. Push light for interior. Nothing happens. Turn radio dial. The dial slides under the glass silently. You make out a defunct station on the UKV frequency. The words "Fed Insular" are written on the band. Insular. The lieutenant leans off to inspect the cursive writing. This is an off-air radio computer, I believe, used for military communications. You said aluminium wrong. Shakes British fist angrily. Oh, well, please don't turn me into the bobbies. They'll drag me out of my flat, put me on the lift. Probably hold me in a cell where I'm not even allowed to use the loo. Or something. I normally would have turned that into a really big bit, but I physically just don't have the, like, wellspring of energy inside me that's necessary to turn that into a big bit. All the food will be bland. None of it will be seasoned with herbs. Water rushes below, far down below. Oh, is there a loose step? Oh my god. Sure is. It's okay, Taffy. I feel respectably burned.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Jelly Bean, Casey Kitco, Jesus Deep Fried, Fizzle Sticking Christ, have I missed your face? Here's $5 for some reason. Hello, nerd! Thank you, Casey Kitco, man, for the subscription. I've missed having you here. I'm happy to have you. I bumped into our social media post the other day looking around at stuff. I was like, oh, I wonder what that dude is up to. It's okay, Taffy, we can just claim we're role-playing as Harry at the moment. I didn't think it would be this bad today, but I am rough sauce. Must have taken a direct hit to take out such a huge chunk. Oh. The distant sound of cargo ships, signal horns echo on the water. Well, this is clearly different than where we had the dream. The winch is broken, rust has eaten what remains of the chain. A strange feeling looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea, leave it all and walk in. With a bottle in your hand. Raise your sight. In the still mirror of the bay, you see Martinez reflected. Tall edifices of ruins reach into the water like shimmering towers, and the shacks too, pine trees and motor lorries upside down. Islets and posts like stepping stones lead into the water in front of you. Go, step in, it's been too long. But it's cold. Yes, cold and still, but love is warm like the inside of her mouth. I don't think we'll walk... I don't think we're gonna suicide out of this. No, 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 no. Yes, 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 yes. We're not starting with that. Not now. Not this time. This thought is over. Shake your head. We're not having that thought. I have no idea if it's gonna be a thought, which we're not gonna put in our thought cabinet. I don't know if it's gonna be a thought, which we put in our thought cabinet, or if it's gonna be an actual act where I fucking commit suicide and end this playthrough accidentally. The pain in your pelvis makes you wince. You continue. Inside of the fortress, you make out the console and the blast door. I have a lot of thoughts in my thought cabinet. I have binders full of women. Hey, I found juice. What's this now? There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof, and at the head of it, double embrasures, firing slits like two eyes in the wall. This looks like a good place to aim from. The lieutenant looks down at the ground. He steps closer with his hand on his gun. Inspect mattress. Single-person mattress, modern civilian use, name brand Marjorie. There's a fuel stain on the cover along with cigarette burns, and an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim with cigarette buns. Butts. Pick one out of the can. The silhouette of the tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. Brand Tumatiri. Contemporary Revacholians prefer Druine. It's a local blend from the Southern Islands, or Astra, the legendary cigarette from grade. Tumatiri is preferred or favored by older men for its paper filter tips, sweet smell, and added tar. Like the ones we found at Land's End, remember? I may have been wrong when I said it was unimportant. This means the same person could have visited both locations. I didn't see any signs of smoking inside, though. If people live there, they keep it tidy. This here may also be a smoking spot. Inspect the wall. There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window. Touch the concrete first. Quite old and grimy from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain. Look through the hole in the concrete. The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. Trepidation, a tingling feeling in your stomach. Oh, God. A small piece of Martinez coastline appears up on the square in front of you. It's like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water, the ruins look familiar. On the left, a towering skyscraper, its top floor shaved by artillery fire. Capeside Apartments, Rue de Saint-Ghislain. 33 and 33A and B on the right. The red chimney collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in the front of the whirling rags. Ghislaine 10, the doomed commercial area, and between the two. The box-shaped silhouette of the whirling and rags, the sloped roof, tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the rooftop. Sunlight reflecting off the upstairs window of Klaus's room. Motherfucker. What does it mean? Do you have a line of sight to the window? More than that. Came with a pair of binoculars. I'd be able to see inside the room whenever you wanted, like your own little dollhouse. A pair of binoculars, or a scope of a rifle. He points to a makeshift bed. You'd be prone, lying on the mattress, barrel rested on the embrasure. Cheek against the cheek rest, hand on the hair trigger. On a calm day like this, Kim, I could make it. I could make that shot. Good. He pats you on the back. 3 small pats in a row. I think we have it, Detective. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest. Why didn't we come here before is a great question. Why? We don't go everywhere in a 1,000-meter radius of a crime scene. That's not procedure. 7 people are dead. We could have prevented it. And get fucked. Don't beat yourself up, officer. We didn't put guns in the hands or get them drunk. The lieutenant pauses. Regret comes over him. He looks north over the fortification and adds, we'll make up for it here. I feel it. Could the shooter still be here? Where? Like, on this island? Right here on this mattress. Shit, I regret not saying that. He does not answer, just nods with his back hunched. He looks around once more and says, he feels uncomfortable suddenly. We should move now. What was the stuff on the floor? Was it conceptualization? Set of tracks, Joyce Messier. She's gone. She gone. Open the blast door. I'm trying to remember. What was the thing that we needed to understand the stack of magazines with, like, the nudie mag and the electronic magazine? We were actually really close. Was it? It wasn't interfacing, was it? Conceptualism? Oh, shit. Well, we're maxed out on that. You guys have any other points you want to put it in? We gotta think about art and shit. Our conceptualization is as high as it's gonna get without putting on clothing modifiers. We'd have to put another point into intellect if we wanted to try that white check again. Yeah, clothes is the only thing that would increase it. We'd also get a boost if we put it somewhere else in intellect. That would give us the chance to try it again. Screw it. I'm gonna blast up the art of suggestion. A weathered artillery map showing the coordinates of the Bay of Revachol. Old medicine cabinet stocked with dramamine. And a canister of fuel. Can I go back here? No. No. There's a very limited number of places we can go, which is kind of nice. Still some fuel left in it. Liter or two. Metal looks decades old. Logo of an automotive manufacturer. LUM is faded on the side. Oh, oh. Your eyes. You feel eyes on your back. Someone's watching, but you can't say where. Alright, I think I've touched just about everything there is to touch. Such a long walk around, man. Pour fuel into the tank. The lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to fuel the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark brown viscous fluid pours out and the room fills with a chemical smell. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. The lieutenant flicks the switch. You pull the rope. The recoil start wakes up the old generator. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle. That should do it. Touching stuff is bad. Wash your hands and don't touch your face. This is true. But I'm also at home, and I have learned that with a mustache and beard and sitting on stream all day, I love nothing more than touching my face, it would appear. But I will wash my hands every time I get up, and in the not-so-distant future, I'm going to get up to pee. I will wash my hands. Turn emergency open. Well, let's see. Push light interior. Neat. Emergency open. I'm terrified that if I hit all the other buttons, I'll use the fuel before this has a chance to open, but I don't think that's how it works. For example, right now, my nose itches, so I will touch my nose. But I also literally don't plan on the four of us leaving the house for the next 2 weeks. With the exception of, like, if we need groceries, Amber will go out and get groceries. But otherwise, and I'm sure she'll wash her hands a shitload too, but we are already mostly quarantined, so oh, I think I was replying to I think I touched everything here. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, no, yeah, we're pretty well self-quarantined as is. The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears and then widens as the light shines in. A sudden wave of anxiety makes your skin crawl. After you, the lieutenant gestures to the opening. Before, outside, we were walking across the sand. I felt someone watching me. So did I. Not back there, but I've felt it since we've been here. What's there? Don't know. A thin wisp of smoke rises up from the charred black fire pit. The wind picks it up and then dies down again. I'm not saying I'm scared. I'm scared. Don't be. He takes out his sidearm, checks the barrel, and holsters it again. I have a gun. I also have a gun. I know, it was not easy to acquire. Let's go. Oh.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Acid Trip, what's going on, brother? Hiya, sir. Taffy and hiya, chat. Almost 3 years. Acid Trip, I appreciate the living shit out of you, sir. Thank you so much for your support throughout the years and, I don't know, being one of the catalyzing elements that makes this whole thing possible for me almost 3 years ago. I appreciate the shit out of you and certainly appreciate 35 months of unwavering support. Yeah, dude, Ryan, my body pops all the time now. So here, Champion, the last time I saw him, said that if the economy rebounded, that he would look at getting me the $1,000, I call it the Squint Fox chair because Squint Fox has one at his place. I would be interested if he did that because I sit here and whenever I stand up, it just pops and snaps and crackles. Okay. Small white flowers blossom all around you. Alright, my guy. Ooh. The air smells sweet and scary somehow. The Deserter. Almost unwavering. I lost a 6-month streak once. Ah, it sucks. Trust me, you are not being quote in quote judged on that. Thank you still, regardless. Acid Trip, I appreciate you so much. Maybe I should go back to bed to avoid the hunger truck. If I had that possibility, I would do the exact same thing. I am an hour and 21 minutes away from being able to eat food, and I'm starting to feel it. I was hungry when I went to bed last night. An old man wearing a tracksuit, trousers, leans against the frame of his stock rifle. He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth, then spits it into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours. Unclouded by cataracts, his eyesight is sharp. He's practically tearing up from spite. Hatred got the best of him a long time ago. This man hates everything. You've retained your eyesight. Uh-oh.
Yes. Helps me see all this shit.
3 hours. Damn, truck. I would be... Yeah, I would be looking for ways to distract the living shit out of myself.
What now?
Are you the fire guy?
I can't hear you.
You recently tell 2 kids to put their fire out, 2 twins?
I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around trying to give up the position. Fire guy, regressive bourgeoisie henchman, can't even talk like a grown-up.
Did you close the blast door?
I did. And you opened it. How?
I fueled the generator.
I should have burned that console down.
How'd you know I was coming?
Reactionary rock and roll music playing on the water.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
It was not reactionary, it was cool.
The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate, hip gyrating mental illness music.
Fun. Nice gun you got there.
It's not nice, it's a piece of shit. Gets the job done.
Is that a Bell McGrave?
It's a Trigon 446.
Southeast Samarin made exotic, must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
A Samaran rifle? How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Xinyao commune. Military aid.
He pats the rifle. It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk wiped from a board.
His gaze turns inward. Your weapon has stayed true to you. Mine has stayed true to me too.
Yes, I bet you killed a lot of people with it. You fascist fuck.
This man is not friendly. How do you find the intermittent fasting, Taff? Man, I've actually been interested in trying it, but as far as I know, there hasn't been really many, if any, studies done on the long-term effects. I talked to my doc about it. He said so long as I'm getting the right number of calories, he doesn't really give a rip how I ingest them. I was talking about it yesterday a little bit. The big benefit that I find to intermittent fasting is that even if I get into lunch and dinner and I'm starving, and I eat bigger meals than I would have normally otherwise, the extra 200 calories that I add to lunch and the extra 300 calories that I add to dinner don't make up the 800 calories that I would have had at breakfast. There's still like a 300 calorie deficit. So if I could just leg it out for the 90 minutes where I'm actually a little bit uncomfortable with how hungry I am, I end up in a caloric deficit for the day without even adding in exercise and physical mobility. So it's not like a dogma. It's not some way of life. I don't have some health and fitness guru sending me email updates and texting shit to my phone. It really, for me, is just a good way to try to do calorie restriction in such a way that doesn't make me feel like each meal is some form of punishment. I am a fascist fuck.
Have you come to make me one of them?
His grip on the rifle tightens.
We have come to ask you questions, nothing more. If you do not comply, we will take you in. Do you understand?
He just, another spitball lands in the ashes. That's all the answer he gives. I'm with the police. You can keep the gun, but keep it down. Not one move.
No.
No, the lieutenant aims his pistol square at the man's head and
Put
says,
it down now, sir.
Or you're going to blow my brains out before you question me. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
damn, Kim's not fucking around. Which app are you using to track? I know you said it 20 times, but I always forget. Lose It. I pay for Lose It. I find that their food bank, the calorie catalog that they have is much more comprehensive than MyFitnessPal, and it feels like it's more accurately maintained. And I like the interface a little bit better. Like an amputated limb in the sand, he stares on, his wrinkled mouth moving without sound, a strange sadness like a song. What'd you say?
The future teaches you to be alone.
Okay. The present?
The present to be afraid and cold.
Man pulls the back the hood of his plastic cape and looks up at the sky. It's blue-gray, the same color as the sea. Those words. Real music, real prolacult. He nods. That's La Ravacholier. La Ravacholier, not your rock and roll misanthropy. Jesus, I can't get words out today. Chanson de deux soldats of the black and whites. You need to address that remark. I'm not a misanthrope, I'm a half-dead police officer doing his job. The job of a shit licker. What is La Ravacholier?
Hey, Taffy, man, what is it when there's like bits, but a lot of them?
I didn't want I didn't want a bomb, but I wanted to give you some feel-good vibes. Jesus. God in heaven, acid trip. You spoil me rotten, sir. No bullshit. I never come into Saturday assuming that I'm gonna make any money. I always come into Saturday just sort of assuming it's gonna be a chill day to hang out. It's like my day off 1A. So whenever anything like some resubs or some bits happen, it's a really, really good feeling. And I know that right now I'm not bubbly and exuberant, and it's certainly not because I don't feel excited that 8,888 bits just landed in my pocket. But it's because there's a fucking vice grip on my head, and this is as loud as my voice will go. Thank you from the bottom of my cholesterol-crusted heart, man. Thank you so much.
Hey, man, those are bits.
Rusty Brazen Fire with the 888, man. All the 8s. So many 8s. Beautiful cascading 8s. Rusty and Acid Trip, thank you guys so much. I gotta get in on this. Hold on. Let's see, let's go, No. Let's do, hold on, as long as we're here. Let's do the golden 8s. Dude. Shit. Don't make me laugh. There we go. That feels right. Thank you so much, guys. I can't overstate it. Saturdays are such icing on the cake to me. Saturday's about hanging out, being chill, coasting into my day off, and paying off that backlog debt. It is the anthem of the world revolution. His eyes remain fixed on the sky, one of 3. In grade, they sang Brave Children, Favorites of History, and in Shin Sao Yao, it was He Struggles to Remember, Then Gives Up. Some Sumerian shit, I guess. How does it go, the song? How did it go? He looks at the gun on the ground and shakes his head slowly. Something about shooting rabbits, I don't know. I can't remember. It doesn't matter, it's gone now. Pick up the gun lying in the sand. His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire. Inspect it closer. The rifle's in a shabby state, like a crutch that's seen too much travel. Hieroglyphs are embossed in the forearm made of walnut. On the butt, you see Vespertine writing burnt in the wood. Triagong at 4.46 millimeter, made in his Shin Yao. It's as he said. Clowns are supposed to make you laugh. I don't want anything to make me laugh right now. No one said it has to be a Belle McGrave. The lieutenant does not want to take his eyes off the old man. We were just guessing. From ballistics, it could have easily been a Triangong 2. It doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti. All it has to do is use jacketed ammunition. It uses jacketed 4.46 as the right type and the right caliber. He's liking this. Stow the gun. The old man keeps following your motions with a gaze. His left arm twitches suddenly. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It can be used against him to get a confession in time. Who are you? My name, he looks across the water and then back at you, is Yosef Lilianovich, Dross, political commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division and of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I'm a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender. His eyes turn to the reeds again, dead and dull. The Commune of Revachol, the lieutenant forgets to close his mouth. Do you mean the ICM? You're a holdover from the Insulindian Citizens Militia, the Army of the Revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in 07, trained in the École du Contrôle Ariane, and consigned to emergency defense duties in 08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties. How long have you been on this island? 43 years. No. Looks at the fire. A wisp of smoke rises from somewhere between the charred logs. I've been on other islands too. I was on Resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. I was on E48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. He thinks that was 22 years ago. I've got a cough and a slight fever, not sure since nobody has thermometers anywhere. I'm gonna have Amber take my temperature. I'm pretty sure I'm fine. I'm not hot, but I do feel like my entire body is just being squeezed. My eyes feel very itchy today. You've been hiding here for 43 years. 43 years and 10 months. I don't even know what that is. It's inhuman. It's sick. It's not how a human being should live, but I had to. He grimaces clearly in pain. I couldn't just forget what I saw. He just couldn't. You couldn't give up. He nods. But he can now. What have you been doing during all this time? Hiding, fishing, waiting. He looks across the water, where the afternoon grows late. On the Rue du Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Streetlights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive with workers, men, women, children, street hawks, and migrant laborers. The temperature is steady. Alto cumulus clouds form above Precinct 41. Always waiting, the old man turns his eyes from the shore and back to you. For what? For her to return. Her who? Girl, child, revolution. I come from there, point to the mainland. I can assure you that is not what the people are planning. I've been there. The city is a tinderbox. It may still happen. I've seen it. Shake your head. Capital is too powerful. The rich are very well organized. God, that's a real fucking mood right there. Women will always betray you. Girl, child, nation is too strong for that. Yeah, sure. Fuck it. It's a tinderbox. It won't. He blinks his black eyes. The material base for the uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind and themselves. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do. What has he done? Perhaps a confession will lighten the load. What have you done then? Yes, what? To get those things going again. The lieutenant steps closer. Fan the flame. There's no flame to fan. He stares right through at him, blinking his dark eyes. There's nothing left of the world of our dreams. You said you deserted your unit. I was just 16 years old, 15 when I was volunteered. I had a lapse of faith, and of courage too. Lapse of faith. You could say I misunderstood the historic role of the proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were fallible. For a second, I doubted the irreducible laws of historic materialism. A second was all it took. For what? For reaction to take hold. Wow, I understand communists are natural cowards. Quantity over quality.
Hey, man, those are bits.
Acid Trip drops 100 bits and says ignore these, just trying to get more channel points. Oh shit, thank you, Acid
This
Trip.
is the story
Oh.
of the newest denizen of the cave.
I cough while eating some cereal, scratched up my tonsils in the process. It makes me feel sick even though I'm fine. Fuck you, tonsils. Tonsils are a gigantic waste of time. Don't believe the big tonsils lies. Alyssa, you don't need them. Fucking dab on the communards. Cruel! Tier 1, 5 months and a 5-month streak. Thank you so much. I am fucked up with seasonal allergies right now. Otherwise, I would give you all the love in the world, but I will give you one big fat fucking dab on the communards. Oh shit, I unlocked an achievement. Truly rabid traditionalist. Cruel, thank you so much for the 5 months of support. You haven't seen it, the face of who you serve naked. It's impossible to not be afraid. And this was when the lieutenant instinctively looks to his notebook but does not take it out. May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago, the horizon was black with the coalition airships. Their petroleum rose into the sky and it looked like it formed the clouds, storm clouds, and they started shelling. It was dark magic. The combined might of the international capital, all at once, all the greed and terror in the world tore into Revachol. Go on. Did they buy all the toilet paper? It lifted streets from the ground and turned houses into ghosts. We were in the flak tower. He gestures towards it. Huddled on the floor, the artillery was 80 kilometers away in the in ozone. But I knew the commune would fall. We would all be turned into ash. So I said I was going to the map room. He looks east. A terrible shame still within him. The lobes of his ears are red with the shame and smallness of what he became. You didn't go to the map room. Nope. I climbed the chain link fence across the water and hid inland in the bunkers there, like the weakest of the weak, a mouse, frightened of all the ordnance all night and the sound of the rotors in the morning, whirring. He looks into the sky. Airships. I climbed out. He closes his eyes and into hell. The landing was complete. The chain was submerged. I had to swim back. The fortress was half submerged too and shattered. They all drowned in the lower levels or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left without ideological direction. He opens his eyes and stares right through you. It was real. I'd seen it. I'd seen it in reality. Worse, the revolution tried to give toilet paper to everyone. The coalition bombed the city until the toilet paper burned to ash. Some kind of great terror worse than you've ever seen. Seen what? The mask of humanity fall from the capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone, everything you love, all the hope and tenderness in the world. It has to take it off just for 1 second to do the deed, and then you see it as it strangles and beats your friends to death, the sweetest, most courageous people in the world. He's silent for a second. You see fear and power in its eyes, and you know that the bourgeoisie are not human. The bourgeois are not human. I have always suspected the same. Now's not the time, Lieutenant. I had to fight it. I could not stop anymore. The old man falls silent. His black eyes keep piercing through your skin as he looks at some great distance behind you, shaking his head, slowly retreating from it. What is this place, this island? It's not an island, droid. What do you call me? He looks around. It's a defensive fortification on the commune of Revachol, and I am its last surviving defender. What's it used for? I'm just trying to coax a confession out of this guy. The congenitally deformed King Philippe II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in 02, retrofitted the fort with a AA gun to defend against an airborne landing against the whole world. The retaking of Revachol? Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. He winces. I later found out on the radio They called it death blow. You're one of them. And tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people in Caillou alone. I don't know. Murderers, I guess. I know what you mean. You don't know. You haven't seen it. He shakes his head slowly. Iblis. The fuck is Iblis? The black-eyed angel. How have you survived all this time? How does anyone survive? He looks at the worn running shoes. I steal. What do you steal? Supplies, vegetables. He winces. I collect rainwater. It's a life of a dog, not a human being. He coughs once more and then puts his hand on his belly. How's your health, Mr. Dross? I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red like beetroot. Been passing it in stool too. The RCM can provide medical services. You need to be looked over. I need to die. A droll smile stretches across his mouth. You don't have any medical facilities. You have guns. That's all you give. They give you toy guns. You also have access to Dramamine. Fucking big ups, electrochemistry. You know how I roll. Would you like some painkillers? A light goes on in his eyes. He smacks his dry lips. I have been running out of that stuff. There's no way he can manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he's addicted to painkillers by now. You like Dramamine, don't you? It's the little joys. A crooked smile appears on his face. A dark joke. A sunshiny day. Morphine. It's a serious situation. You need to be looked over, and we can do it. There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. Moribund. How have you coped mentally? I haven't. I have holes in my brain, years missing, others filled only with pain, a decade of, and his eyes roll back in his skull. I don't even know what. Inferno. Not appreciatively. I also live in hell. I also have holes in my brain. You notice the lieutenant is about to say something. Let's just let Kim take this one. I'd imagine it gets tremendously difficult mentally to live in isolation. Traitors. It's better alone. He nods towards Martinez. I've watched the people of this city turn the lights back on more and more each year. Ruins glimmering in the dark like a fucking merry-go-round. It's disgusting. He looks down at his shoes, his face parched from the sun and wind. There's a wince of pain in there somewhere. Are they not heartbroken? How could they have moved on, says Empathy. Empathy, now's not the time. Speaking of, went to Walmart this morning and looked at the TP aisle completely empty this morning. The news remarked about it and just asked why. I read a tweet somewhere yesterday that basically somebody said 50 years from now, doctors from from the World Health Organization and NATO will traipse across the US landscape, cataloging and sorting 300 million corpses, and a recurring theme will play itself out. Each one asshole immaculate, butt crack wiped clean, and they will ask why. I saw another one that was a meme of a doctor giving bad news to a patient, and she said, I'm sorry, your coronavirus test has come back positive. And he said, that's not possible. I have over 300 rolls of toilet paper. I was dying. I went to dark humor last night. I couldn't help it. I couldn't look away from it, but I needed to laugh, so I found the funny bits. How have you concealed yourself all these years? It was hard in the tens. He shakes his head. I didn't have partisan training, and they were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. He closes his eyes. Floodlights on the water at night. There were posters, campaigns. We communards still hoped that they needed this, to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cole City were turned to dust. He looks south, but Jamrock, Thalberg, even Coron, the Boogie Street of, and Boogie Street, of course, those fucking, yeah, some other, I can't tell. Some of these I think are invented slurs, and yet at the same time, there's a part of me that doesn't want this to turn against me. Others too, some cordons of Revachol were still fighting. They were cells. I tried to contact them. He shakes his head. They soon all went silent. Frequencies dead. How did you get between here and the mainland? At night, I used a dinghy. He nods towards the deflated tire in the reeds. I only went after dark. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too, they started snitching. In the city, you move underground. From bunker to bunker, he nods. Not anymore. No one cares. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could just walk in the town if I wanted. He falls silent and his gaze fixes on the shacks huddled together across the water. Yeah, Dom. It's like I kind of rolled back off of it a little bit because I was just like, I'm not sure about this, but that's exactly what I'm picking up too. From bunker to bunker, he nods. Let's see. The weapons cache under 22B. Have you been there? He looks at you and then pulls his raincoat tighter around his neck. So you finally found it. It must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Belgrave's, right? There were. Useless now, rusted away. So you've been there. Sleeping, he coughs. Some nights, ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves are shit even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however. Why don't you just walk there? I don't want to. They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men without ideals are only animals. He does not want to see life moving on, people forgetting, drinking, and laughing. There's a small bunker under the Fell building if you stayed there. The propaganda bunker? I used to, but not anymore. They stored leaflets there, broadcasting equipment too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers, I buried them with their leaflets. They killed themselves, 2 young boys. A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. I never liked it. Kept thinking of them. He stares at the ruins of the Fell building. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins on the ground. One more question. Do you smoke? I do, he coughs. Ever smoke on the mainland? They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack too. Reminds me of last century. Another thing, conclude. The old man looks across the water, the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it. You said this is your termless surrender. You're the RCM, he waves in your general direction, the coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. We enforce the law and keep these animals from killing each other. He stares at the embers, then into your eyes. You're the RCM, you represent the Moralist International. Enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, Le Parti Communiste d'Insulinde. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I've relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldozed all of them into a mass grave for trying to free humanity. He shakes and breaks into a coughing fit. A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit. Communist soldier from the Communist Army. No, I am not a soldier. I'm an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army. But you said you were trained and assigned to the Defense Corps. Trained in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something. What does political commissar mean? The old man does not answer. He tilts his silver head and looks into the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through his legs. His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follow the ideology of the commune. Scientific communism. The tracksuit-clad old man suddenly reanimated. A commissaire politique is a night philosopher of the revolution, a future human. So that means you're a trained communist, right? He nods slowly, then another tremor. I'm not really into politics myself. You're inert lumpin' with a gun. Sweet detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology. He turns to the old man. We've come to ask questions regarding a murder investigation. The old man spits into the fire. He doesn't say anything more. A jitter passes through his lower body. There's definitely something off with his body, something more than just metabolism. I have a serious question for you. There is nothing serious in the world. He looks at his gun in your hand. It's a farce. What have you been using this gun for? I've used it for killing people. Here we go. A trail of blood. The lieutenant smells it too. Killing people? Dr. Schuyler, be safe out there. It's a gun. That's what they're designed for. You want a moralist euphemism defending your family and your property? I haven't done that. I've used it to kill people. Interesting. During or after the war? There's no after the war. He shakes his head and smiles. His teeth rotten black. Class war is never over. Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those. No, be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal. So you're saying you killed people after fighting stop. Did you use that gun to shoot and kill a colonel of the security contractor Krennel? I know you want to tell me. Have you killed anyone with that gun in the last week or two? Wait, so which one do I say then? Make him repeat it. What did I just say? He keeps shaking his head erratically. Suddenly, he brushes something out of his eye. What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now, says Rhetoric. Did you use that gun to shoot and kill a colonel of the security contractor Krennel? The who now? He leans in and cups his ear. He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. This is dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're in. Do it, sire. The corpse in ceramic armor hanging behind the whirling rags. Did you shoot him? The fascist death squad who took a bullet in the mouth the night of March 4th. His name was Lely. He was a part of the security detail in Martinez. A beautiful strong man sent here by the honorable private military company, Krennel. We'll go with the least tainted one. Oh yes, that one. Ugly piece of work, that boy. He looks up at the sky and clacks his tongue. Did you kill him? The lieutenant takes a sudden step forward. I'm a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. He spits a big one at the lieutenant's feet. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime. A drop of blood in the saliva. Exhaust him with proof. Pile it on and get a confession. The gun, the murder weapon, is the perfect opener. Alright, well. The scent of blood in the air, but what else? There's something else you can't remember. I don't need your cooperation. I've got this. Show him the gun. He laughs. Not a lot of guns around here that use military-grade ammunition, are there? It's a real gun. Hi, baby.
Coffee?
Sure. Not like your little musketeer pistol. I've seen you prance around with that jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you a real weapon, you chortles? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course, you got those boys killed. Damn, he saw you. He watched it happen. So he saw you, okay. So what? Don't let it divert you. Stop changing the point. We have the murder weapon. You know what? The lieutenant looks at the weapon demonstratively. You're right. I'm convinced this made the shot. Should we call it? Dramatically asked, do you think we have the murder weapon? 446 jacketed ammunition modified for range. We have it. This is it. Calling it. We have the murder weapon. Good. The lieutenant takes out his notebook and draws a single line. This feels good, doesn't it? Tying up things like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer. Murder. The old man does not say more. He just glances into the reeds and then twitches once more. This pushed him, but not enough. Just a little more. We've done the ballistics. Point to the island. The shot came from this island. Or at the point to the tower. I saw you poking around there looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. A jitter passes them. Did you like the view? You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete specifically meant for a top faller to use, and you had a long-range rifle in your possession. The lieutenant softens his voice. You've been here a long time, Mr. Drost. Too long. You need medical aid. I'm ready to die, the man interrupts, then coughs. I've done my part. The view is perfect. With a pair of binoculars, I would have been able to see in the room. Because it's a sniper's nest, you stupid fuck. Radio Gauche is right. You have worms in your brain. Another sudden twitch, and then one more in his right eye. Almost. He has almost burst out. Keep piling on arguments. Anything. Come on, what am I forgetting? Hit yourself on the side of the head. Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Klaus's roof. Oh, yes. There are Maybells in the grass when you got here, and Maybells on Klaus's balcony. And nowhere else in Martinez have you seen them. Wait, don't forget the footprints, the diagonal footprints in the dust in the secret space behind Klaus's bedroom. Now they're gonna come up. Of course, thank you, Head. Thank you. You got it. Remember the boot prints were like no modern soul. Maybe don't beat yourself anymore, though. You're not immortal. Maybells behind the victim's window. I saw them growing here. Point to them. Damn Maybells. He looks at the blossoming field. The whole island's turning white with them. He seems tender suddenly, nostalgic even, a strange mood swing. So many this year. The spring is always is coming too. Sorry, the spring is coming. No, it's already here. Wash that filth away. I haven't seen these flowers anywhere else in Martinez, only here. They blossom on the islets before. We fertilize them with our blood. He looks at the water. Resurrection was snow white in May before they ruined it. South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little frecks of islets turning white and green and white with flowers in white snow. The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled the broken with useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with. You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. The lieutenant's voice is soft and friendly. Do you know any secret paths, pinball workshops? I may. A curious tremor passes his face. A young woman called Clausia. Ring any bells? Flowers like these were behind her window. Clausia, you know her, right? She had intimate relations with the victim, the mercenary. With the victim. He turns his head from the whitening field of flowers and falls silent. The muscles in his jaw twitch with a spasm. Don't leave any loose ends. Get him on everything. What brand of boots are you wearing? Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa, he looks over, running his shoes covered in mud. Some shit. Show me the soles, please, Mr. Dross. Fucking imbecile. The old man stretches out his leg, a black and white spiral pattern on the sole of the worn-out old running shoes on his feet. The maker is Sanzaric, the model is Corbier, and the size is 43. These are not usual horizontal pattern shoes you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size. The size fits, but it's not the sole. The lieutenant comes to the same conclusion. Drama says maybe it is simpler than that. Fuck. Simpler? Nope, this is another loose thread you will never connect. God damn, man. Footprints everywhere. I hate them. What are you doing? He's thinking we've almost got him here. Not now. Stop yourself.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
People change shoes, detective. He turns to the old man. It was you. You were there. Weren't you crawling around in the whirling in rags? Lammer comes in. Tier 1, 13 months. Just a quick share of a lucky number before work. Lammer, I hope you have a great, productive, and swift day. Don't forget to wash your hands. And don't touch your face as often as I touch my face. People change shoes. The world turns. It was you in the whirling rags. Thank you again, Lammer. He leans in closer. What were you doing? Some kind of reconnaissance, preparing the scene, listening in on her? Trying to rack your brains. He squints at him, eyes gleaming with hatred. You're desperate to report something back to your masters. You must have really loved that dead fuck. The old man stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly. Some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance. He suddenly jerks to life. You know who he was? A coalition-trained murderer, armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer, dripping with blood. He was a killer, but he was still under protection of the law, and I am the law. Beating us to the ground, moaning with joy, he breathes in with strange animation. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on the coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed someone sooner. Got your attention. He looks you dead in the eyes, pupil shaking. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds. He breathes through his flared nostrils. So you killed him? Oh, the inhumanity. He closes his black eyes. One paramilitary lesson, Revachol. He can almost see him squeeze a tear out of his eyes. His fist beginning to tremble from the anger. The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you. Hush, he does not need to be pushed anymore. The ball is rolling. Hold your breath. I had them in my sights, both of them, him and the whore. I was breathing with them in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth. He begins to smile. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death and that stupid look on his face. The smile quivers and his dick still in her. There, a hot flash of rage almost carries the smile away. Some dark peace. Then what? Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white, or what's left of it anyway. My last spring here, I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own, and so they did. The lieutenant just looks at him for 1, maybe 2 seconds, then breaks the silence. Mr. Dross, are you aware that you're confessing to murder? Yes. Single word is all he gives. Acid trip. I would say you are most definitely worthy. Thank you so much, man. Oh god, the hot coffee feels good. The lieutenant takes out his notebook slowly, very slowly, and you were looking at them, the victim and the young woman, having sex through the scope of your rifle that night before you shot them. The old man nods. Why? Because that's what they were doing. He shrugs and smacks his lips. The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from. You can coax it out of him. The lieutenant's preparing the ground. I don't understand. He turns to you. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part. Dude, can I get a point while I'm waiting? I'll do rhetoric. Since we're quite literally sitting here arguing with somebody. Also, do I change clothes? I can't change clothes. Fuck, I was gonna put all my rhetoric stuff on. I didn't realize that this was, I thought this might be a fight. I didn't realize this was gonna be extracting a confession. Or I would have put like rhetoric or authority or esprit de corps or something on. Why were you looking at them that night? I'm always looking. He cocks his head to the side and then turns his eyes to the city. Another tremor passes his left side, lower in intensity. Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand. A rifle scope has the best magnification. Helps him see all the shit. And if you don't like it, click. If it's part of the shit you see, then you pull the trigger, says Kim. Yes. He looks at the lieutenant in the eye. Think of it as a form of critique. He will not stop now. These dialectical materialist types never do. Exploit it. When did you first see the deceased? 3 weeks ago when the rich hag came in our own gallery. Her honor guard came in tow. By that, do you mean Joyce Messier, the Wild Pines rep? Wrinkled up whore. God damn. We tried to fuck her. What's with these whores and pederasts? Aren't you a communist? Lacks sexual morals or a bourgeois ploy. He gargles a spitball. As to pederasty, the party legalized it in 04. My party, not your liberal masters. He spits it out on the dying coals. So don't you sermonize me, you racist shithole. He adds, it's still bourgeois when the bourgeois does it. Fiddling with their sexual organs. Some strange glandular process takes place in him at the thought, like yeast rising. Anger, too, in addition to loneliness. Moving on. Long name to get noticed. This game looks interesting, but I don't want to read that much. Wow. No, I mean, the first, like, if anybody's interested in this game, the first thing you should know before you even give it a sideways glance is that it is essentially a choose-your-own-adventure novel. Witcher 3 had, like, 500,000 lines of dialogue, written dialogue. This has, like, 1.5 million. It is almost exclusively reading, so don't go into it thinking that you're going to get like huge voice-acted scenes. This is all RPG elements added with a very well-written story, but it is still a written story. And also welcome. He nods towards the city. They moved into a deserted apartment above the roundabout, radio equipment out for all to see, reactionary radio playing, sloppy and drunk. I've never seen their kind during the landing. I've seen their kind during the landing. Those Occidental and Mescu Phalangus weren't conscripts, boys like us, they were whites. All they know how to do is destroy and hurt. Yeah, this is also the in-game exposition. Sig, what's going on, brother? Barely alive. They like to kill while they're on their drugs. After the landing in the burning years, I would take shots at them, end them, the worst ones, if I had a bullet to spare. I can see they've returned now to show their real face, the face they don't dare show their bourgeois voters back in Mundi with their families and their polyester clothes. What specifically did you not like about what you saw the night of the murder? Them fucking. He looks at the charred wood. I didn't like that. Were you jealous? Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself, drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore. Eats crayons, doesn't do reading. That's okay. People are here, so I will read it to them. I just gotta, you know, I have to lubricate the old vocal cords. I am in a vice grip from head to toe right now. Seasonal allergies are kicking the shit out of me. I wanted to see his head explode. He nods. That too, she should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second. Writhing. That's all it takes for a bullet to reach his head. He squints. Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But, he shrugs, you can't have everything. Her body sweating from the drugs, slick from cerebral hemorrhage. This man has seen past her like you did, and now longs to see her covered in blood to punish her. How long have you been watching her? Since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning behind the Feld building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have her skimpy outfit on then. She just a spot in the night moving. Oh, Alyssa, I might be in. I might be in for some Rory cuddles on the couch today. If someone offered to pay you to record line dialogue for this game, would you? Yeah, in a heartbeat. This game is concerned, as far as this game is concerned, it's fully voice acted, and even the women have a deep, masculine yet soothing voice. Once I realized how much reading there was to do, Kitco, I realized that I was not going to be able to like do individual voices for each one. So I'll read it all out loud, and I'll do my best to do it well. But I will just tell you who I'm speaking for. Kim says, past the Fell building on the coast. What was she doing there? Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it. I was up in the cold ruins there. She couldn't see me, but I could see her smoking. She was nervous but not scared. And beautiful. Shut up, electrochemistry, not now. What do you think she hid there? Her passport and tickets to Villiers. He coughs, and from there to Casherbroom. What character would you prefer to do the voice for? Out of the gate, probably Titus Hardy. I think I would do a good Titus Hardy. I like if you're an actor, you know what you're inclined to want is the lead. Like you want to be my man down here, clean shaven, no smirk. I forget what our real name is. Harry Dubois. Like it's instinctive to want to be Harry Dubois, but I think my voice, like the tenor and candor of my voice, would work well for Hardy. I just have to rough it up a little bit. In the free state of Simonine, hidden away at the edge of the earth near the Pale. This is a hidden buoy she told us about. You looked into it? He nods after she was gone.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Walking Derp comes in, Twitch Prime, 32 months. I don't know if you realize this or not, Walking Derp, but you, with your Twitch Prime sub, are entitled to what I like to call the dirty welcome. Goes a little something like this. Listen, Walking Derp, I could use something soothing in my rough throat right now. It's all metaphor. Thinly veiled metaphor. I think if I could choose anything, no cough drop, no tea, I would just like to have the relaxing sensation of every last inch of your Twitch Prime sub. Any partner or affiliate would be happy to receive it, but I sure am glad that you dislocate my jaw and give it here to me. Thank you so much. Yeah, I don't know that Harry would be right for me, but I think I could pull off Titus. Did you keep what was in it? We found the submersible. It was empty. No, why would I do that? I don't need tickets to Villiers. I put them back. I wanted to extort someone. I'd do better. Are you sure? We checked it and there was nothing there. He looks to the reeds confused. Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to Villiers. Moving on. Did you continue watching her after this? I did. He almost smiles. She had a face like an archipelago with those birthmarks and a body hard and lean and bruised all over, black and yellow. I could see she had taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook on the run. Revishal's the cloaca of the capital now. All the bagmen and the arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals. You could tell she was a spook from the documents. She had a different color hair on the photos and glasses. Forged some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio. He's setting it up for you. How did you see all this? The bruises, that she was beaten. I'm not blind, am I? He shakes his silver head. Fuck! He must have climbed to the roof, maybe? How did you get close enough to see her bruises, Mr. Droz? You climbed to the window, you climbed behind her window like Crabman. Boy, you look red. Are you okay? Yeah, it's cold in here right now. 71 degrees, which is... about 21. Hold on. 22 degrees right now. No, I'm good. I've got seasonal allergies. But Taffy, do you have COVID-19? I probably do not. It was 80 degrees yesterday. The trees exploded. There's pollen everywhere, and Virginia is the only place in the world that I know of that I have insane allergies. And once around every March, the flora and fauna of this place just skull fuck me into oblivion. That is lit that cold. That's hot. Well, I'm in an air-conditioned room. It's usually very warm in here is my point, but I've got a $5,000 air conditioner in this room now that constantly keeps it very chilly, and it's very pleasant. But I'm actually, yeah, there's a little bit of a chill because I'm getting colder than that air washing over me from the side. So, how'd you get close enough to see her? I have my ways. A cracked smile appears on his dried white lips. You've been through the secret route behind the whirling and rags. Lieutenant steps in. Those were your footprints. You just changed your shoes. I've been through all of Martinez, every nook and cranny. Thank God the lieutenant... Come on, typos. Thank God the lieutenant's picking it up. But that nook too, the lieutenant does not let you finish. Yes, that too. He shakes his head almost in awe. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good, he explains. Funny the way the light works. You turn it on inside and it gets so dark that you can see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit. But he keeps shaking his head. You hear that familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick glance to you. Healed morale. One more loose end down. We're doing this, detective. Then at the man, how did you get in there? The hidden pinball workshop. I'm allergic to ragweed and live in Ottawa. Ragweed is everywhere. I don't know what it does to me. The tree pollen was terrible yesterday. I think it's the tree pollen timing. Because whenever, let me see if I can find a photo of it real quick. That's a pretty good example. So you see this green dust, and here's it washing down off of buildings and stuff. This is what happens in the American South. And this stuff just tears me up. I think this is the stuff that makes me essentially sick once a year. It's pretty gnarly. And once a year it just gives me like a terrible sore throat. If I don't speak for a long enough time, I'll actually lose my voice. Just tree cum everywhere. That tree sneezed in your mouth. Anywho, Dr. Skyler, welcome back. What's that? What's that? I don't think we have that in Europe. It's fucking gnarly, that's what it is. Those trees absolutely get down. I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty. You had to use the steel door in the kitchen. How? I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago he left spare keys all over and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope. You wanted to punish her, so you killed him. She practically breastfed that man. You wouldn't believe the things she let him do to her. Go on. You stare at them too, the ashes that is. In your mind, her Innocence Day still turns to leave, airport bag in hand, silks flowing in her wake. The dream. See you tomorrow, Harry. Her voice rings in the evening air. Men are insane. The world is insane. He raises his gaze. Something glimmers in there. Then it's gone. You have feelings for that woman. There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough. The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly like stones dripping with water. Is he crying? There's no crying. There's no crying in cold-blooded murder. Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps that you have your eye on something there. He looks to the city. Its weakness, I know. There have been others? Yes, over the years, it's not unproletarian to feel something. Is that why you left dried flowers behind on the window? No. He starts to shake his head again. A sunflower on a withered stalk. Why then? I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying like a child in the corner of her room on the floor. She does that sometimes. When was this? The day after I killed him and you brought her the Maybells?
Hey, man.
Yes, he looked at the charred logs. I don't know why I do the things I do anymore. Bud is life, man, with 100 bits. Bud, thank you so much, man. I appreciate the shit out of that. I don't know, let's poke him. We wanted to manipulate her. Maybe. He lowers his head and just stares at the logs. I told you I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit there waiting for you. A sudden pang of rage. If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you. He wipes his eye. In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes, nods at you once more. You want to manipulate? We got, I don't know what, we got 5 experience. In conclusion, it wasn't about him, it was about her. Her, he repeats, staring into the ashes, then the reeds, the twitch in the corner of his eye. Lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement. Got him! That's it, motive, we have it. The old man looks at you, suddenly remembering something. Where is she, that Klasia? I've not seen her for days. Do we want to lie? God, it's a communist incel. No shit, for real. I couldn't have her, so I killed the guy that was fucking her. He was really bad, and I like seeing her sad. There, TLDR, chat, when you get to this point in the game for yourself. Have we been talking to this guy for the last hour? Yeah. I'm gonna lie. We arrested her, locked her up with your masters like I'll be, maybe we'll meet. He looks to the city. She kept staring into the scope, you know, in the end. It was like she knew. Staring at the island, the fort, like she knew I was here. He adds, to no one in particular, it doesn't matter. Midtown across the Bay of Revachol, snow falls on 40-story towers. Above them, Luçon Central Aerodrome, a cocoon suspended in a snowy sky by a web of suspension wiring encircled by hybrid aircraft. Look north. On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. She still smiles among the crowd. Among the great ghost of the city, she's leaving for another far south. Smaller, distant, hidden, not like a great chandelier. She sees sparkle in the spring air below her. Streets and towers, tenements and water, and across it a dark strip of ruins barely visible if she didn't squint her eyes. We could get more. The lieutenant uses the opportunity to tell you in a lowered voice. We've got him talking. You could get more out of him. He likes talking. Okay. Ugh, why is my composure so low? Been looking at anything else you haven't liked? A tragi-comedy. He shakes to life. Druggies, prostitutes, rentiers. More specifically? Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house, stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez, he shakes his head in grave disgust. Martinez is the worst. How come? Because of the racists. Everyone's a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world, listening to race-themed radio shows in the ruins, in their lorries. He points inland. Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and their farce of a social democrat who runs it. Mr. Claire? Yes, that fly larva in his container. He's let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer on town square, to spit on the working class. Let him finish, don't interrupt. Not since the serfs of ancient Periconassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of the Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in the ruins, in tents like animals. He points to the church like those boom boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs. He keeps shaking his head with sorrow for the sight he missed. Nod. The worst of them is that blood-drenched Sucreant on her yacht licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So actually, no. The worst of them is that old cock parading around in his uniform throwing balls all day. It's not enough that all the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too. Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought off to protect are in Ozone or Croyant Moran and some other island they've built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children. Say nothing, man. Let him go. That's all the rich really want. Sex with their own children. Throughout. Fucking this guy. Listen. A couple of years ago, I'd have been like, this writing is intense, but, you know, it's an election year. And Ivanka is looking real curvy these days. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt Frizzle is now dead. Just nod. Hardcore. Hardcore. We did good when we pushed him under the horse car, if only in the 30s, those disco whores that follow his, what follows his ominous mumbling, you can't make out a single word. The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter. What was that about steroids that piqued your interest? Shut up, physical instrument. Jesus. There was something about a statue and a nihilistic advertising agency might be worth investigating. Disco whores, huh? Whores is all he says. Even that word has to be pushed through his teeth with great force. The rage seethes so hard. And the racists on the gates pumped full of steroids? Yes, steroids. Racist on steroids. Oh, you mean Measurehead. What's your opinion on him? What is my opinion? You think the rich man has an opinion on this idiocy? Is the rich man on the radio telling you his opinion? No, he answers for you. The rich man's looking at his real estate and fiddling his kids, wading through the corpses. By the way, I have internalized his Weltanschauung. Oh, I'm sure you have all of the Gooderness! Bring it in, everybody. It's a real upbeat period of the game that you'll want to celebrate with me. Gooderness, man. Thank you so much for the raid. What were you playing today? How was your stream? There's a single 12-pack of non-single ply toilet paper left on the shelves. I put a pic in Discord. Guess who walked out with it? You fucking lotto winner, Dr. Skyler. Halo Combat Evolved. Nice, man. How'd the stream go? Once I dip away from here, I'm hardcore. I'm reading the shit out of the end of this game. We've been working on this for over a month. I've been live for 14 hours, dude. Thank you for the raid. Maybe go get some food and some rest. Wash your hands and know that you are loved. I would socially distance myself from you if I were near you, but it would break my heart because I would want to hug you. Dylan, thank you so much for being here. Everybody from Gooderness's channel. My name's Taffy. I normally play The Binding of Isaac in the morning from 8 until noon. And then switch to whatever chat has paid me to play in the afternoon, which is right now Witcher 3. But Saturday is our wildcard day, and they've also paid me to play Disco Elysium, which we have been trying to finish for over a month. And we're here. We're at the end of the game now. So, welcome. Consider dropping a follow if you feel at all intrigued by this setup, and forgive my weakened and less animated physique as I am battling with some pretty serious allergies. I totally got hooked. Yeah, I have to know how this ends. This game is so well made. It is work. This game is work. It is an investment, but it is an investment in my mind that has really paid off. I mean, I'm in here with people that I hug and kiss. Nobody else is coming in and out of this house for like 2 weeks, so if one of us has got it, all of us has got it, and no amount of face touching is going to change that I still kiss all 3 of these people each day. So, you know, unless somebody's coming in through the window at night touching my mouse and then leaving, I don't have any way to stop what's inside the house. I'm sure you have all internalized your fair share of racism at the RCM. You don't have to tell me, it shows. Can't stop talking about some kind of head measuring man. Lieutenant gives you a nod. Go on, he seems to say. Keep talking about the head measuring man. Politics yields information from this man. It gets him spilling facts. That's like touching with your own face, streamer. Got to go back and have a run where Clausia is actually arrested now. Dude, the thought has gone through my mind. I, for one, do have an opinion on Measurehead that people need to hear, and it's not positive. You moralist types are all crypto-fascists, eternally fascinated with lurid race topics, helping the ruling class conduct their swindle, helping the inane conversation going on Channel 4. The rich man doesn't care about complexion. He rules the world and he laughs at your moral soliloquies. He stares into the dead embers. There's something about the statue on the roundabout and syphilis. Syphilis is a disease Philip II contracted in a whorehouse, he fires quickly. The statue is an abomination. The bacteria entered his brain and made him squander trillions of sparkling wine, cocainum, and monuments of himself. His son Philippe III, the insane, contracted syphilis in the womb. He breathes in a wheeze of hatred. That is technically possible, although Philippe III was not actually syphilitic. He was just mad. And he still went on to govern Revachol for 25 years. We lost 2 million lives toppling that mode of government, and those grotesque statues too, hundreds of them, but it's still there. What a keen remark, he sputters. Yes, it is, isn't it? It's still there. Do you know why? Because cynical advertising yuppies erected a deconstructed version of it. That's right, some advertising cockroaches erected a cynical deconstruction of it. We tore it down with honest working class plastic explosives, and there it is again. He shakes his head in disgust. Art is a bourgeois establishment. It's an affront to humanity. Every gallery should be bulldozed, and the artists all should be given 30 years of hard labor in Yokokata. You mentioned the Union is a socio-democratic, and Mr. Clare is a farce of a social democrat. Another hideous disappointment, he pokes at the ash. Unions are the real enemy, the true enemy of the proletariat, placating the masses. Who's the disappointment? Everard? That deformed toad, I wouldn't expect him to wipe his own ass. I mean, the brains of the operation, the smart one. The mobster toad couldn't run a shithouse. He has no political education. His twin, Edgar Clare, the one that he's been, that one's been to one of the, those East Revachol universities. He talks a big game about uprising and alienation and so on. He's been sweet-talked by this Edgar. They must have met in person for such animosity to have developed. We were not the first people you've met from the city, are we? You can't live alone. He stopped poking the ash. Now he just shakes his head. The Clares wouldn't miss a man hidden in their own backyard. Not all this time. Nothing happens in Martinez without them knowing, says Kim. Of course, maybe Claire's asked him to don't go straight for the kill. Exhaust everything else first. Soften him up. Have you approached them? I haven't approached anyone. I've hid. It was Edgar who came to me. How did he know you were here? He didn't just stumble in like an oaf. He nods to you. He figured it out. Some kids told him about a monster on the island. I told you, he has brains. He points to the path leading over to the tower. Stepped right off the boat and walked down where you came. I even kept the door open for him. Thought he was a man of the left. Wouldn't rat me out. I was right about one of those things. When was this? 20 years ago. Neither of them could walk now, could they? They're less fat than. What'd you talk about? Edgar did the talking, paid his respects like I was a fossil in a uniform. Offered platitudes about the struggle. Flaunted his pink degree, even quoted Mazov. Never trust a social democrat who quotes Mazov. He suddenly remembers, oh, and charity too. They love their charity, offer me blankets and social housing. I still have the gas cooker he brought. And he let you be here. Let me be here? Aw, oh, Jesus. He looks around. The ZOC is an unlawful successor of the Commune of Revachol. We took this fortification from the Loyalists. Even the Clares understand this. Did you kill the criminal mercenary for the Clares to incite a riot? You know why I killed that fucker, Droit. He shakes his head. As to Edgar, I'm not doing anything for that swine again. Again? What have you done for him before? They tried teaching him some Mazovian socioeconomics. They didn't stick, and we parted ways, he coughed. Ugh. By the cock parading in his colorful uniform, you mean Renee? Every fucking morning for 34 years, he grinds his teeth in rage, throwing that ball, one ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. This is not a working class game. I don't care what they say on Radio June. Royalist ghouls play it like it was life itself. Clack, clack. He makes the sound of the balls connecting across the water each day in that uniform like a parrot's plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race, a Pentaque maniac race traitor. Just nod. Oh no! I remember him. He points to his black eye. I remember him from La Noche, not him personally, his make and model. There are tens of thousands of them. I thought we took them all out before the liberals came to their rescue. We missed one. With his shaky finger, he points to the city toward the crater near the plaza where the lonely pine tree stands. That one. There doesn't seem to be a single person under the pine today, not even Gaston alone. Just nod. Fat and plump like a pheasant just begging to be popped off. A grin stretches across his face and he whispers, "Please, Mr. Dross, shoot me." Yo, Gooderness, have a good night, man. Or day, afternoon, morning. Whatever time of day it is for you. He whispers with such predatory hunger it borders on longing. You'd like to kill him? The smile lingers. Not yet. I like to look at him strut around the place, crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle with the trigger. Think about it. Let the bonbon melt in my mouth. A treat, better save for later. He's a pleasure delayer. Save the treat for later. He is a juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The blackest when I put the gun in my own mouth. I think, no, don't waste it. Put this lead into that cock Renee for the boys he killed, and then I look at him through those, throw those balls, and I suddenly feel, he lets out a wistful sigh. Better. I even hid one bullet so I'd always have one for him. The lines of his face straighten as he looks inland. Haven't seen him strutting around lately. Must be down with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell, and I hope he sweats blood. Hearing it may destabilize him. Are you sure you've gotten everything from him? Renee is dead. He died of old age a couple of days ago. No. Yes. The old communist looks at you, his blackberry eyes shaking in disbelief. I waited too long. And now he's dead. Sorry, Mr. Dross. I understand you knew him for a long time. They're all dead now. He shakes his head. Fuck it. You cared about him? A little flash of anger. All human beings care about it. All human beings care about each other. I cared for seeing head explode, and now, goddamn this world. You okay to go on? You think I haven't seen people die? It's all I've seen them do. Fucking die. All the other plans we had to love, to colonize the Pale, it's all fucked. He's not okay. It's just another black day in a row of black days. Something strange is keeping him together, making him endure. Throw them bones! Fuck. Oh no! The connection doesn't come to you on such a pivotal moment. Fuck you, game devs. That's all this is. That's all these are, is just the game devs talking to us. And this game dev, who's calling himself Logic, is being kind of a turd about a roll that was pretty well stacked against me. I just want to throw that out there. Flying Circus Monkey, what's going on, man? Legendary failure. My fucking autobiography. I may even want to write that down. If I do my memoirs, legendary fail. Dumbo, do something. You can't zone out now. This isn't a doodaloo dance time. Slap yourself in the head again. Jumpstart it. Wait, it was about the meeting Edgar in a deal. By God, you're on the edge. In the very end, you can't even remember what you're trying to connect, can you? While the murder suspect stares at you with contempt. Something about a union boss. Punch yourself in the head. Officer, the lieutenant watches you beat yourself in the head again, second time this interview. Mr. Dross, about this deal you made, he turns to you with Edgar. The death of the criminal mercenary was only coincidentally beneficial to the Claires, but what about the other people you've killed for them? Other people? Like the previous forewoman of the Union. That's it? That's what you weren't connecting yourself? He wags a finger at him. I didn't fight 40 years to end up an informant for the international regime. What happened, happened. Still dumb. Your eyes are transfixed on his digit, the one yellow with nicotine. You are the law. He must have divulged the information. You fucking killed the previous foreman, I know it. Look who's up, he grins at you from your drunken stupor. This one's worse for wear than me, and so emotional. Life is hard for us human beings in deregulation hell, isn't it? We'll have plenty of time to talk about that later, Mr. Dross. When you're in pre-detention, it can take years in pre-detention. Go ahead, he staggers closely with a gap-toothed smile. I've been in solitary confinement my whole life. Ease off it. It was not an unmitigated disaster. The lieutenant mitigated it. Just proceed calmly. Glad we talked about this. I want to ask you again about the people you don't like. No. Glad we talked about this. For a 60-year-old man with stomach trouble who's spent his entire life alone on the uninhabited island, he seems surprisingly fit. Is that it? Squint at him. He's clearly a drug user for the painkiller sort, prone to erratic hand gestures and malnourished. That's it. The moment passes you, and you say, "You're under arrest." What? The old man's eyes fill with sudden unexpected terror at the words. But you said I'd be taken to the winds pick up. The silence on the water is broken all around you. Little shivers of waves appear. The lieutenant continues like an incantation. Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to you by officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand? Yeah, I was gonna say, I've never had a white check let me retry it during the middle of a conversation. Do you understand? But, do you understand? No, I don't wanna. You have to stay here. His eyes look at the reeds, submerged in growing terror. He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead. Pupils are dilated too, eyes getting blacker and blacker. Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now, onto the boat. First say, does it have room for 3? Not really. We could escort him to the pier, then either one of us could take him inland while the other stays here, but there's something you're not getting here that he's realizing. But what? The lieutenant shakes his head. Who watches over him while I come back for you? Lillian, you could ask her maybe. Maybe the net picker? This is no harmless old man. This fucking world. He stares at something. Who knows what in the dust. This world. What is this? Below the confusion and rage, a fit of jamais vu. Like yours, the thought passes. More pressing matters to take its place. You could come back for me once you've taken him to the precinct. I could come back for you once I've taken him to the precinct. I kind of want Kim to take him. Or we just do this perception check first. I put all my perception gear on. I'd really have to fuck this up if I wanted to miss it. Huh. Thank God. There it is again, to your north. As it has been since you came to the coast, the reeds whisper, stalks rubbing against each other, but then, in the middle of it, something completely different. It sounds like a bow, very slowly being drawn against the strings of a violin, a very small violin made of reeds and rushes, and then it's gone, drowned out by the lieutenant's voice. Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat. Shush, Kim, do you hear that? What? What are you talking about? The old man's voice drowns in a sudden gust of wind. Is this really, your skin crawls. Uh-oh. Cryptozoologist McLaffy Taffy strikes again. It's a phasmid! A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb. You just stand there, then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence. What is that? The old man looks at the reeds. What are you talking about? That giant stick insect. He looks confused. There's nothing there. The Mind Flayer! The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you, and with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you and your gun hand rise instinctively. There it is. I see it. I'm not backing down from this. Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't make out one small thing in the reeds. Kim, can you see it? Kim can see it! 4 simple words. Thank God. If he can see it, you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly in absolute silence. its limbs long and slender. Be very, very careful, the lieutenant whispers, then takes a step towards the giant anthropod. Who gives a shit about this murderer, dude? We found the phasmid. That is a genuine, bona fide Insulindian phasmid. The creature stands on its long stilt-like legs, antenna hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It's no more than 5 steps away from you. The segmented antenna move with apprehension, searching for something that's not there. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints, and the insect moves its forearms. It produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks. Yeah, we are off in the... We're quite literally off in the weeds now, D. Oh, Jesus. I've done so many drugs! I'm sorry. I'm just very excited. Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps towards the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that swarm around your head like swallows, like laughter, a sort of happiness. Sweat drips from your brows, soaking your chest. You reek of it, your chemicals. Hissing and clicking, it extends a mandible-like antenna to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at its colossal chitin with of white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are small droplets of water. Raise your hand slowly. The insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you below its crown of reeds. Little pinprick eyes detect motion, glittering. The world stands still around it. Suddenly there's silence. No, stop, be afraid. Uh-oh. Put your hand down. The invertebrate comes back to life, stridulating. Sets of complex eyes follow you around, moving in tandem on either side of you. Hello, I'm Harry. I don't really know who I am. No reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its limbs continue all around you. Back off. Get the fuck out of here with these rolls. Nothing. Its simple eyes give off no flicker of light. No one is home. It twitches as if its limbs are insect-like, knowing perhaps without substance even. I want to know your mind. How do I unlock it? I have a point. 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 Inland Empire. Inland Empire. Inland Empire. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Kim, take the picture. Okay, with a slow ring of metal, the lieutenant slides the lens open and raises it to eye level. There's no change in the insect's motions while it's being aimed at by the camera. It remains fixated on you. In 3, the man whispers, his voice tense. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like a blade of sword. The phasmid freezes in the bright light, head turned towards the lieutenant. Hypnotized by the flash, it stands frozen before you. The sweat on your arms feels cold as ice, as if you're frozen as well in the shadow of this giant statue of chitinous marble. I got it, you hear the lieutenant whisper as the creature's shape develops onto photo paper in his hand, a polychrome ghost of white streaks against the reeds and the sky, and you as a shadow before it. For all time. Slowly reach out to touch the creature's whisker. Long antenna hangs from its great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of its whisker. On the left, on contact, the chitin curls into a spiral like a tip of poison ivy. Its touch feels The touch on your fingertips feels soft, cold, ticklish. The sensation is electrifying, resounding through your body. Looks like someone's got hurt in a fight. This antenna is much smaller than the other one. Be careful, detective, it's moving. You got it, back off. Don't say it, are you sure? This may be your only chance to touch it. Oh, that sounds terrible. It says scythe-like. Chat, it says scythe-like. Scythe. Scythe-like. We got it, back off. We touched it. We just don't want to touch the scythe. I'm terrified it's gonna fucking lop my arm off or some shit. Low health. I have low health. Morale's great. Health low. You got it. Keep backing. A shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life like a record continuing where it left off. In a swaying, praying motion, even the small black pearls of its eyes do not stray from you. Again! Okay, well, it's the exact same number, but at least we got it this time. Insulindian Phasmid, I exist. I exist too. Tell me what it's like for you. It's wunderbar. I am ill. What is your illness? I am ill in my head. I'm insane. No, you know what? In my heart. For me, it's sadness, input after input. For me, it's not like that. I have states, not emotions. For example, I experience excitement at unexpected sugar rewards, but that is not important. Oh, we rolled a 4 instead of a 3. Dude, we're really good. Now I will tell you how it is for me. For me, it is like a series of half-lit images, a kind of darkness being intruded upon, transient, dim, and moist. Intruded upon by what? Shapes of plants and animals and internal sensations, a swarm of sounds, tiny vibrations on the inside of my forearms, all speak of complexities totally beyond my understanding. I am the end of a narrow funnel, weightless, so light it feels only like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I am nothing. I certainly do not have a soul, and if I did, I would never ache. You are the type of animal I would like to be. I'm glad to be me, an incredibly sensitive instrument. What the fuck is happening to me right now? I don't know. You're just a shadow for me, far away, faintly transmitting, but of a curious smell. Do you guys want to be a soulless stick animal? Or are you happy to be an empathetic live wire? Receiving all the painful stimulus that is transmitted to you. Don't know. Oh, I got a coin. I actually have a coin. One, this is a Hearthstone coin. The umbrella will be sensitive, and the one will be umbrella. We're happy to be sensitive. Few of us can begin to imagine the horror of you with all of creation reflecting in your forebrain. It must be like the highest of hells, a kaleidoscope of fire and writhing glass. Eternal damnation. Even when you're sleeping and when you wake, you carry it around on your neck with eyes open that cannot help but swallow more behind the mirror. I feel great mute empathy for you. It was all very disorienting at first, but I am keeping my shit together. That must be incredibly hard. The anthropods are in silent and meaningless awe of you. Know that we are watching when you are tired, when the vision spins out of control. The insects will be looking on, rooting for you. And when you fall, we will come to raise you up, bud from you, banner-like, blossom from you, and carry you apart in a sky funeral in honor of your passing, but not me, because I am just a leaf eater. In honor of your shit, Lieutenant, which you kept together in the face of total unrelenting terror day after day and second by second. Blicity, what's going on? Welcome to the acid trip. Our morale is healed. Detective arriving on the scene. I am a detective. So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect? Also that. I can also detect pheromones. The ones that you tell me, the ones on you that tell me you will not eat me and that I will benefit from your closeness. In short, I love you. Is this all a dream? Is this happening? You mean this stream isn't normally an acid trip? What's going on, Smash? I'm getting through the end of this game. It's taken me almost 2 months to do it. In short, I love you too, Phasmid. No, you are awake. I am real. Light is forming me. This is real. Where does this come from? All of this around us, the world. Not even the birds know that. Not even the water lilies. We need to know. Perhaps it is sent to us by a god. I think we should eat it. If it is a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Or a reed. Yum yum. What exactly are you? I'm an unknown species of the order Phantasmodea, endemic to the Insulindian Isla. For the last 350 years, I've hidden in plain sight, masquerading as reeds, molding, cloning myself, unfolding at night to play with trash bins and buoys. It may have unknown, dangerous biochemical characteristics that help it maintain its camouflage. I went unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also by the soldiers of the revolution and the officials of the occupation. Even the Simonese islanders who first came here but did not stay have not seen me. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions, until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the Citizens Militia in Revachol, district of Martinez, March 51. Are you poisonous? Yes, I do not have a startle display, so I use a neurodegenerative alimone to aid in camouflage. Don't worry, it is only destructive over long periods of time. That's insane. No, you are. The moral of our encounter is I am a relatively median life form, while it is you who are total extreme madness, a volatile simian nervous system ominously new to the planet. The Pale, too, came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radial symmetrics do not. There is an almost unanimous agreement between the birds and the plants that you are going to destroy us all. Wait, what is the Pale? It is a nervous shadow cast on the world by you, eating away at reality, a great unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind. I don't have that kind of power. You are a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Given enough time, you would wipe us all out and replace us with nothing, just by accident. How? We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started breathing, only much worse. Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees that eat thoughts. Worse how? Hold up a minute. Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nerve mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if you misplace all of us one day, or just forget? Blink! Please do not do that again. This fucking went from 0 to non-numerical reference quickly. Have I always thought this way? No, you're only thinking it now. This is a revelation. But I want to blink and undo 12 billion years of matter expansion. Simian Butcherer, soon one of you will close your eyes and open them to see that none of this ever existed. Kim, am I having a violent epileptic seizure? It doesn't look like that, no. What does it look like? It looks like you're just staring at it. Then I think I'm having a vision about the final fate of mankind. Okay. After a second, the lieutenant asks, is it somehow related to the case? No, I told you, it's about our fate. I think you should back away from the unstudied species now. I have to say goodbye now. I have no more thoughts. That was all. No, there is one more. You are the heat death of the universe, made in human form. Do we want to tell him he is kind? He has seemed, even in telling us that we will bring about the undoing of everything, he has been very polite about it. Of all the creatures well, no, but Kim is the kindest. Kim is the kindest creature we have met. So it can't be the Phasmid. That's a lie. Don't say beautiful, the commie might... Yeah, the commie might shoot the next guy who fucks this Phasmid in the back of the head. This slut Phasmid with some soldier between its knobby arachnid legs. We will say the scariest. Thank you. I also have one more thing I want to say to you before you go. That woman, turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward for freedom. What woman? You cannot lie to me. Behind you, it smells of fires, so awfully far you were prepared to go in her presence. End it. I will try. She was hell on earth. It doesn't take a 3 meter stick insect to tell you that. As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movement, stepping on the water, long limbs carrying its featherweight without breaking the surface. Well, chat, I won't lie, that was completely normal. And nothing about that was odd. Everything about that made total sense. And just like that, it's gone, skating away across the sea's calm mirror like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but circles on the water, and something under it, in the place it stood, bobbing there in the reeds, a collection of items. Just a regular day in Taffy Land. It's gone, the lieutenant looks north with his hand raised to his brow. What's that in the reeds? He squints. It looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look. It can walk on water. Apparently, yes, like a water strider, only I've never seen anything like that in my life. Chat and Taff, give suggestions for stream gifts. Dude, I loaded mine up. I don't have a ton of stuff on there, but I populated it. It took me like an hour and a half to find stuff that made sense. For me, I did more Cliff Bars. That moment fucked me up. Dude, Singer, I am kind of reeling right now, to be totally... Pretty bland day in Revachol. The fanciest bidet you can find. I put on snacks. I need a sound bar for my TV downstairs. The one that we have is like 7 years old and is funky. I threw on teas and candles. Amber and I both enjoy tea. There's a couple of like nice tea things, like big tea assortments. We've been trying to figure out new candles to get because we've got a pine tree one that's like incredibly aggressive. Yeah, and then ultimately, oh my god, it's 11:15, I can eat. Cliff Bars, man, I threw Cliff Bars back on there. What now? The old man behind you repeats suddenly. He's put his hand in the ash. It's dirty and black. In some kind of strange, semi-catatonic state. Our suspect's not looking so good. We need to check on him. Tasks. Inspect the phasmid. Phasmid's gone. Check up on the deserter now. Will do. Oh, we have a level up. Let's hold on to the point in case we need it for something. I need to pee so bad. This conversation has gone on for over an hour.
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't go.
How could you not see the phasmid? See? He stares into the reeds and falls silent. Mr. Dross? The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from their sockets. He's gap-toothed mouth shaking, like an addict of some terrible substance. Snap your fingers under his nose. A light shiver passes him, followed by nothing. His hands are trembling and he breathes slowly. He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The lieutenant inspects him gently. The good news is this solves our transportation problem, doesn't it, Mr. Dross? The trembling mouth appears to sigh. Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here while we go get help. It'll need to be medical first, I'm afraid. What happened to this man? Old age and shock. I think it's the phasmid. Yes, the arrest and appearance of the phasmid, the combined stress. He looks at you, but you think it's something more than that, don't you? There's much more. Remember what it said when it spoke. It's toxic. It told me it is. Told you. Yes, good. During your long staring match, I understand. He looks at the man, then you. You couldn't see it, Kim. It was just reeds for him. It could be part of the shock, but you're right. Something's off. Mr. Dross. He touches the man's shoulder. No response. Maybe this is how the phasmid stayed hidden for all these years. And how did we see it? He thinks, oh, you mean whatever does this does it over time. Teenagers, kids, drunks, sightings are brief and hence not credible, but anyone who spends a long time with it, you just forget it's there. Vladimus, what's going on, man? I gotta pee really bad, but shit's going absolutely bonkers in this game, and I kinda need to see how it plays out. Mr. Dross, have you ever seen a stick insect pretending to be reeds? The doctors will have to look at him. I hope your station has better medical personnel than 57. This is a little advanced for a nurse. He's been here a long time. Who knows how much of it is in its company. He did seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him, like he didn't want to leave this place, like the insect maybe. He looks into his notebook. I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember all of this. He shakes his head in disbelief. It'd be one hell of a report. Thank God we have the photo. No one would believe you without it, says Drama. Hang tight. The return. We should think about getting back to the mainland to get help. He'll be safe here if we don't take too long. What did it leave in its nest? That's a good question. Oh, shit. A Fairweather T500 helmet. And the rifle. Jesus. Evidence. Classia's passport. Well, now I don't know if that's the rest of the. I don't know if that's the rest of this get up, but it is a lot of it. Classia's passport. Interact. Orange's passport. This passport issued by the Sovereign Republic of Orania is issued to a black-haired woman named Katrazine Alazier. Classia's hidden documents. The lieutenant looks in your hands from the empty buoy. Look at the photo. It's Clasia with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish, younger somehow. What was this doing in the Phasmid's nest? Maybe our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Clasia's or whatever her name was, hiding place. Or the Phasmid took it and I sensed it to do so. I saw something open the buoy with spindly legs. Like a magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects, which would be highly unusual. Zealototh! With a raiding party of 10. Zealototh, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that. Dude, yeah, I was gonna say, I gotta pee, but I want to welcome everybody in real quick. The lieutenant has accepted our unusual methods. I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island in the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross lost it, but to seek out this would be very unusual behavior for an anthropod. It says, Katrazine. He opens his notes. She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith. I told you she kept lying to you. She's probably lying to someone else right now in another city. She lied to us. Yep, somehow she managed to lie to us one more time. In a way, she's still lying to us right now. The lieutenant smiles. What was her real name then? I don't know, but it's not Katrazine or Clasia or Anouk Meyer-Smith. We didn't even scratch the surface with her, detective. He looks east. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell should be raising in my district right now. I have 2 points I could use at some point. The return. It's crazy. If you haven't been here for this whole game, it's nuts to see this list like this, because this list used to be essentially this long. I mean, it was in spurts. But, like, we've had so much shit to do, and we're just now getting kind of done with it all. Yeah. Use a boat to return. We have done a lot. I'm so hungry. Honestly, D, I think we've probably seen about a quarter of the different options the way we've played it. I mean, like, ultimately, I think the combinations and variables are virtually endless, but this one's fucking baller. I like this one a lot. Who do we even go talk to now? Do we just go radio? Oh. The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting to the island supply depot on the coast. Oh. What do you think it was used for? For bringing munitions to the island, maybe, and supplies? You think you'd also think lock the bay when you raise the chain. Lock it from who? From enemies, he looks up. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This C4 was a revolutionary fortification, I believe. Can I do anything with the chain? No. I am new Jeff Bezos. I thought that was an oil spill too when we came in. I just assumed. We're done here, says Kim, adjusting his glasses as he looks over the water. The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet. But for the sound of conversation on the water, there's someone inland waiting for you. 2 men and a woman on the concrete square of a nameless village, looking at you, looking at the small yellow boat as it draws closer. The sea is calm. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Look what the tide brought in.
The man says in a measured tone. Suddenly his expression changes and he tilts his head.
Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
Good luck, Blicity. Be safe. People are stupid. Forget about all this. There's a giant.
Forgetting about anything. Look at you.
He points at you with both hands. No one else is
Bothered by it?
bothered by the bleeding.
Harry, you look like you need a fucking organ transplant. Fuck it. Let's not get into that.
Hello.
Who are you people?
I'm Trent Heidelstein. I believe we've met on several occasions.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicmar, and this is your special task force, or what's left of it. Special consultant Trent Heidelstein, patrol officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
Hi, Judith.
We have come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Precinct 57. We've just come from the island where our investigation led us.
He points to the sea
We
fort.
might need your help with something later.
He adds, suddenly regaining his confidence, as if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy. The two aren't mutually exclusive. You fuck, don't you, electrochemistry? Don't lie to me.
This is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
No, Kim, you gotta have my back. Let's destroy them.
Good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuragi.
She says, flashing Kim the tiniest of smiles. What's this about?
Harry, we want to help you. Trant, I believe this is where you come in.
This is the horse-faced woman. I don't know why you named her that, but it is beyond idiotic. You should never address her using those words again.
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
Fuck you, Trant.
Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
What does he have to say for himself? He left you to catch the bullets. Shit kid. What an interesting moniker. What's a shit kid? You, shit kid. That's you. Maybe you deserved it. How'd you know I was here? Cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you were. After all that Sylvie stuff, he betrays me. Turn your face in the general direction of the whirling rags and yell, "Damn you, cafeteria manager, you betrayed me for the last time." Speaking of which, the giant arrow graffito in front of the building, that one's burning. Did you do that? I lit it on fire. It was a poetic gesture. D-Blade, what's going on, man? I knew it. Didn't I tell you, Trant? I told you it was our shit kid. That line is from the La Jai Tunes Mirova 82, isn't it? About girl-child communism, the titular returning character, the ghost apparition of. He looks around, apparently noticing the impatience of his companions, and stops. Good choice, Harry. Don't encourage him, Trant. Okay. You aren't the man with sunglasses at all. You're not even blonde. Guilty as charged. He exchanged a look with the special consultant. I heard you lost your mind and your memory, and I wanted to see if it was true. And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. One less person for me and everyone else to rely on. Okay, I had that coming. Had what coming? Not recognizing people you work with every day. He squints. Brain damage. You nod to the female officer. Sorry I didn't recognize you before. It's okay, she sighs. I didn't come here to gloat or to fool you. Neither did he, actually. She gestures towards Vic Mayer. We were just worried. That's right, worried. Big air quotes. I'm always worried about you every time you don't show up for work or when you do but stink. You're a worry fest. She's worried about you. I'm worried about you. Even special consultant Backpedal is worried about you. Everyone worries instead of working. So, Trent Heidelstamm turns out to be Special Consultant Trent Heidelstamm. Yes, I am Trent Heidelstamm. I never said I wasn't Trent Heidelstamm. What were you special consulting here? What indeed? He looks at the dilapidated shacks. Then you. I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developing in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory. Fun. You mentioned a task force? Yeah, major crimes unit under Lieutenants Dubois and Vic Mayer. Ring any bells? Refresh my memory. Who else is in this unit? Refresh your memory. It's a goddamn major crimes unit. You, me, Jude, Trent fucking Heidelstamm, the Guillaume Bevy. I'm technically just a civilian advisor. Shut up, Trent! Fuck you, you're a part of this shit show. Who's Guillaume Bevy? That's an interesting story, actually. He's a police reporter who joined our team, really good, and then he left because he lost faith in your ability to leave the unit. Other people left too, good, smart people, people we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here, and Trant because I'm forcing him to stay. What does the unit do? It's a major crimes unit. We cleared the desk of the cases of Precinct 41. Doesn't look like the worst station in town. We're a shit tier now, Harry, because of you. 41 isn't. He trails off, wishing not to finish the sentence. Where have you been all this time? There was a mercenary tribunal. God damn it, Harry. Shifts his weight, crosses his arms, and looks at you in the eye. You told us to fuck off. You said you were cramping your style. You're detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn. Detect or die. Why didn't you detect or die then? Why would you leave a literal police god? Why didn't you detect or die then? Oh, you think it was cool? You saying that? Aesthetic somehow? You were crying when we got here, breaking things. You said we were going into the abyss. None of us wanted to see the abyss, so we fucked off, he sighs, like you told us to do. Yeah, none of this is ringing any bells. The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant turns to the blonde. This is where you come in. How bad is it? Well, he doesn't have visible tremors. He's walking without slurring. He can drive a boat. He's standing, reasoning, all good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic. As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, I don't want to be a snitch, he makes air quotes, but also mine with him before, when Harry did not seem to know who I was. All very interesting. Interesting? Yeah, it's interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts on it first. Harry, he turns to you. What do you think happened to you, neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically? You really are the character you're playing. I am an excellent actor. I am a highly experimental detective. This was a method I used to solve the case. Might have to do with an anomaly in the church, a 2mm hole in the world. Let's do that. Corresponding to the 20cm hole in your brain. Sure, this theory has great symmetry. I see how it folds into itself neatly. Precisely, Satellite Officer Vic Mayer. It's Martinez. I'll explain later, but there's another man who's lost his memory. A crab man. Crabman is an unfortunate choice of words, but I was there. The church on the coast shook from an audio-spatial anomaly. It may have been intraplanetic, or perhaps related to radio waves. Either way, I have put this into my report. You should read it. I do not, however, think that it has anything to do with him drinking himself to the point of brain damage. Thank you, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Just to clarify, I do not think isolary introplanetics are a hoax. Pale produces global phenomenon. It's proven. However, what has not been proven is the total memory loss after drinking too much Commodore Red. Honestly, I just think he's lying to us. But Detective Vic Mayer, she interjects, he has blanked out before. Ah, shit, really? Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders, she pauses, remembering. One was after the 2 drunks case. The other was after we looked into that mural. So you don't remember not remembering. Beautiful. Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, practice, and then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak. What do you mean? Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all, something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here. He gestures towards the scenery. Look at the ruins, the neon, listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years as a police detective. He's like a magnet reader on the world's tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market, he nods confidently. He just needed for it to end. Okay, Trent, thank you. That was absolutely meaningless, and now I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? He is a cretin now. I want to know that. He's not a cretin, and he's able to do work, if not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective. Do we kind of just want these people to fuck off? We just want to work with Kim, right? Kim's our new partner? I know it doesn't work like that, but... Demoted, man. Fuck you. No, Harry, fuck you. You already fucked us. I've already explained this shit to Price twice. To Berdieveva 4 times. I'm your partner. I answer for you when you're not there. They can keep that pension. You're rock solid. You can put your clothes on hard. What now? Now nothing. Now we're just gonna stand here. Really? No, now we discussed that. He points to the water. What the fuck did you do to the motor carriage? Why is it out there? The time had come. Tequila sunset. Ha ha ha, ho ho ho. He grabs his stomach in mirthless laughter. Tequila sunset. No sunrise because you're almost dead. So funny, Harry. Thank you for fucking me. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of my pay slip. You know that, right? You're gonna get fired and I'm gonna pay until I die. It doesn't matter. He exhales to calm his breathing. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge. Alright, there. I failed? In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic and the badge slips out of your hands. Fuck me.
This song is called I Am So Sad. I am so very, very sad. Goes a little something like this. Thank you.
Fuck me. You juggle the badge for a second unsuccessfully and it lands on the ground 2 meters away. You found it. The patrol officer picks it up and gives it back to you, slippery and cold. He found it, Gene. It's his badge. He's a big boy. It's gonna go up on the refrigerator. The man stares at you unimpressed. And your gun? I have a new gun now. I upgraded my gun to a rifle. Upgraded it. I don't care about your weapon mania, Harry. I only care about your official sidearm, which you lost. Fine, I got that too. Ooh, he has it, and he didn't drop it. He wipes his brow in mock relief. You're like a drunk bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone. I didn't lose it, I have my gun. We're not talking about the fucking gun anymore. We're talking about your vaporized cloud of ethanol coming from your mouth. So it doesn't even matter that I found my gun. You were never supposed to lose it in the first place. Not lost is your gun's natural state, you drunk bum. Damn, dude. I'm liking Jean the more we talk to him. Yeah, we got lots of guns. What is this guy upset about? I have guns falling out of my ass right now. Yeah, I'm also on drugs. Who you posing for, huh? A suspect escaped, Harry? Cost you something because you were too high to assess her flight risk? We've read the reports, Lieutenant Katsuragi's, we know. Okay, I got duped there. She pulled one on me.
This is the story of the newest
Click Wizard
of the
comes
cave.
in, tier 1, 11 months. Happy Saturday, ass full of guns. Click Wizard, thank you so much. I'll place an extra rifle up there sideways just for you. I'm very much appreciate it. I kind of want to go metaphysical on him here. That doesn't matter, none of it does. We're looking at the oxygen holocaust times a quadrillion. I have come to know the final fate of man in the universe. Oh, well, if you really got high, I guess then it's okay. He rubs his face in frustration, and then it's all been worth it. Let's not even get into the other suspect, the one who shot herself in the head, or the fact that you're Everard Claire's little peon now, doing I don't know what for him. That small-time stuff, that's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 8 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was a fucking mass murder. He did everything he could, the lieutenant interrupts him. We did everything we could. The company hired unvetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals. He also did it at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot not once, but twice. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been. Fucking Kim, like a boss. Yeah, you know what? Eat shit. Oh. There's a massacre. We got wiped. Where the hell were you? Don't make this harder for yourself, he says in a lowered voice. Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation. He thinks of apologizing, but then decides against it. He brushes a stray strand of hair out of his eyes and coughs. You spent the week with them on the case. What's your take? On the case? On Lieutenant Yeet Dubois. Well, shit. A cold gust of wind. He pulls up his collar. The drinking, the lost gun, and also losing the badge. It's all true, and he's been drinking on the job. Man sighs deeply. Then there's the superstition. He likes to, from time to time, allude to being a superstar law official. At first I thought it was a joke, but now I'm not so sure. He says disco about 20 times a day. It's odd, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a hustler. He pinches the root of his nose, grinds to make the real. He's a visionary and a money engineer, which is just... He shakes his head. Odder still, he's a full-blown fascist, an ultranationalist, woman-hater, and more than a little racist, which I guess goes well with the grind. I do not know, but he is vocal about both beliefs. And then there's the motor carriage in the sea and the drugs, of course, amphetamine mostly. He breathes in sharply, but despite all of this, he is a great detective, one of the best I've seen, in fact. He can talk human beings into telling him everything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless and madly driven. Well, except for that one time he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to agree with you, Mr. Vic Mayer, was a valiant effort. He really sang his fucking heart out. Okay, he did something. Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked the case and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and a perp locked on the island right now awaiting transportation, and apprehended a straggler who stayed behind, hidden for 50 years ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. He pauses. Oh, and he discovered a new species. A new species? A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged in the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with an Insulindian phasmid. He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers across the yard. The wind blows, flapping against the glossy rectangle in his hands. You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind. As you can see, it was about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered. Boom shakalaka, motherfucker. Fucking hell is that? The man cranes his neck, still looking at the photo. Is this somehow connected to the case? Detective, he turns to you. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, I do believe the pheromone it emits is responsible for the killer's mental degradation. The old man was not aware of the phasmid's existence, exhibiting a strange atypical dementia. He fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic. So it is connected. I must say, he points to the photo, is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it. Shut up, Trent. You're just Clint in pseudo-Euro Stardew Valley. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk. His tired eyes follow the photo as the lieutenant puts it away. This is a very, very sad man who's just seen something that's made him forget his sadness. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never. I also started a nightclub and a drug lab and a church. Oh, shit. Also, the phasmid's a female. The reeds are in its nest. The phasmid, female, what makes you think so? You see, it had subdued colors of the female and nesting behavior too, I think. Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest? Not so far as I could tell. There were other things there, though. He turned a helmet, a scope, and a passport. Actually, you know, that would indicate it was a male. It was far from anything in my field, but such things are called bowers. They are for attracting mates. Could have been male. It was a robust... it must be robust if it can move a helmet with its limbs, he trails off in thought. I think it reproduces through parthenogenesis, as in cloning itself. What makes you think so? It told me. It wouldn't matter if it's male or female. The bower just would be a rudimentary behavior from before the parthogenic mutation. We may not want to tell him all the information. Yeah, Octopus Dom, I may hold back the whole... I'd started a drug lab. It emits a chemical that makes it look more like the reeds. That would be caramone, a pheromone that is seemingly beneficial to the host. It stimulates the affected nervous system, not of humans, of course, but perhaps of predators. Nothing's off the table, but I want to stress this. The find does not have to be connected to the case. The case is 100% prosecutable without any pheromones. Of course, Lieutenant, of course, we should treat this case and the phasmid as completely separate from each other. People are not going to, he shakes his head, they're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulatory. His mandibles looked like hair. It was completely white on the inside. Also reed-colored beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs. Incredible, he repeats, turning to Vic Mayer. The PR value of this is exceptional. Cop discovers new species, maybe even discovers the insulindian phasmid. No, that's too much. This would really help with some of the problems we've been having. Absolutely, this is great. Doesn't say vigilante murders to me at all. Says science, news, human interest. He smiles. You know, it's really good that you have that photo. Without it, Jacques shakes his head. You're doing good here, perhaps only for a moment, but still. Quit while you're ahead, or no? Alright, well, I think we can do this. Lilianovich, the special consultant, raises an eyebrow. The revolutionary matronym? Custom started in the grade. They had patronyms. Krasovich, Larsovich. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms derived from the mother's name instead. This man's mother's name was Lillian's. He was Lillian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol. So it is what a soldier of the Elysium would be called. Thank you, Trent. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. He turns to you. You said you have a motive. It's an act of jealousy. Thought this was an old man. He'd have been hiding for 50 years, 70 or something. Strange psychosexual fixation, aggravated possibly by proximity to the phasmid and its chemicals. He gave himself a political reason. Said he killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet we found in the dead mercenary's head, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to. Clean win. Oh, it's way more than that. Fuck yeah. Way, way more. It's my masterpiece. They'll teach this in cop school. Masterpiece, he rolls his eyes. Get over yourself, Harry. I can still smell the booze on the wind. God damn it, it is bad. Even you can smell it. It's just a little celebration, baby. Chin up. Keep focusing on the positives here. The previous head of the Debardeurs Union was assassinated by our killer. Lieutenant lowers his voice just a little. This is a conversation for when we are no longer out in the open in Martinez, where Evart and Edgar Clare have ears everywhere. But a case against Evart would be big. The consultant, too, has lowered his voice. I would prefer not to partake in anything union-related for political neutrality. Yeah, we found a dead man on the boardwalk, fallen through a gap, boardwalk drunk. The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tillebrook and Mullins take a funeral arrangement and family stuff. You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us. Still, good work with the missing person detective. Still the point for you, no denying it. I also looked into the mystery of the Doom commercial area. I don't know what a Doom commercial area is. Oh yeah? Do you not? It's Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10, asshole. The commercial building where all the businesses go bankrupt. I looked into it. You fucking fuckstick. Why? That's not what you were supposed to be here to do. There was a fridge we needed and a possible witness who was just chasing a lead that ended up advising a local shopkeeper it's okay. Of course, she turns to the Vic Mayor. Call it community outreach, right? I confiscated drugs from Cuno's dad. Who's Cuno? You don't want to know. The fuck does Cuno care? You're right, Lieutenant, I don't. You snorted drugs. I know you did. It's alright. I mean, at this point, anything is but the drink. Maybe we just leave this one alone, huh? Maybe we keep some secrets for ourselves? I'm not telling us how to live our lives, but maybe just this once we dial it back a scotch. And we keep it to ourselves that we started a drug lab in the church. So what do you say? You want to take this hot shit back? I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved a murder. Tell him it sounds like it'd be funny. Too slow! So I have to. Jude, quick nod. Honestly, anything that ends this trial is okay by me. Agreed, the public relations potential for this is too valuable to let go. Okay, he sighs. We have vehicles in the square and the perpetrator needs to be taken away to custody. Let's go. Oh, fuck, fine. We have questions. Jingling car keys in his pocket. Who am I? Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry. What? Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Quran. It's getting really cold outside. Maybe we should. It does explain a lot. Harry explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, the inexplicable facial hair, the collection of fallen sportswear I've amassed, some of your more old school social views, how you're able to perform a 360-degree spin kick, that raw, robust stamina output, thank you, endurance. Also, fucking this guy, just everything about this guy. Physical instrument, you need to dial it down a notch. God, even this javelin throwing freak here. In your 20s or late 20s, you've let yourself go since then. He looks over to you. Fucking yeah, Taffy robust. You said in Quran I was a gym teacher there? Yes, you taught gym. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher. The smell of sweat and glue, the worn floorboards. Quran's just east of Jamrock. Short walk every morning, baseball field or sports building. High school, Harry. You're going out, goings on with Cuno, Andre, Estelle, the whole thing with the ice. That's why you're so juvie. His smirk suggests barely contained laughter. Why'd I join the RCM then? Irregular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight and be more than you are. All that. You every morning walking from the Voyager Road to teach gym, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries and incredible hope. An ocean full of hope. I knew no normal human being could run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher. Why am I like this? It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over and you're also a drunk. You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage. Is her name Dora? Yeah, Dora Ingerland, I think. Dora Ingerland? Something like that. Half of Vasan. Vasan is where beautiful and impossibly blonde people come from. So we weren't even married? No one's married anymore. This is Revachol. When was this? God, I don't know. 6 years ago? It was way before my time. Oh, 6 years. That's not that much. Yeah, you're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing, I think. 2 old years equal 1 normal year. That and Dora Ingerland really tore you a new one. Who was she? Incredibly bangable. Figures. Extremely fuckable, hairy, gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois woman. Wayfish like a Welkin, basically. Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin. Heartbreak Welkin. Pain Welkin. Jesus Christ, guys. Do you mind dialing it down for just a second while I finish learning who I am? I've only seen a picture, but it's obviously you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from. Look, she turns her face to the sea. The sun's about to go down. It's time to go home. I think she taught you in the Académie des Arts, east of the river, way east. Hard to say which came first, the middle-class chick or the drink, egg and the chicken kind of thing. My point is, you need to go see a psychiatrist about this shit, not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. There's something even harder than a psychiatrist. He pauses to think a forensic psychiatrist. Go talk to that.
Hey, lunch?
Sure.
There's one more slice of that pizza, or I can do a sandwich for you.
Let's bring up that slice of pizza. If I don't eat it today, I'll have to toss it. And I don't know. That'll be fine for now.
I've got cantaloupe or...
That's okay for now.
Okay.
Will you swap that out with a... Actually, will you dump that, half water, and 2 teaspoons of that powder?
Okay.
Thank you. And just shake the shit out of it.
Okay.
Am I a dirty cop working for La Puta Madre? Oh, yeah, when she comes back in, remind me to say hello. My mom's prepping for dinner stuff tomorrow. It'll take less time, which is understandable. They're just starting the... Not a bad word. Go greet and say hi to her. She's such a great mom. Oh, gotcha. Sorry. I was just kind of catching up on everybody. Am I a dirty cop? No. Okay, then. Talks concluded. She hugs herself for warmth. Precinct 41, what kind of station is it? Us? We're the bloody murder station. Haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us. That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You're just understaffed and everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price. Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is understaffed and the district is too big, which is why we need to... He tilts his head northward. Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the Sea Wing. That's not good. Fuck my life. There's so much talking. Hold on. Torson and McLean. Mac the Torso Torson. And Chester McLean, she arches an eyebrow. They're not fit to run a wing, believe me. Things are shaky as it is. They are damn iconic, though, Torson and McLean. An iconic duo, I take it? Yeah, not like us. 2 clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We are garbage. The C Wing is God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake. There's also a lot of outside help involved. Not only me, other losers too. He's anything but a loser, although he would like to be seen as one. It's way cooler that way. Price is Ptolemy Price, son of Old Price, one of the founders of the RCM. He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky. Somewhere under the curved roof of the former soap factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Gottlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office. They speak of change, the city, the tension in the streets. They speak of events in April and the blood in the streets in May. Did we recently shoot up a church by any chance? So he remembers that. Yes, there had been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press. Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear. What happened? Why do we need to go in there? Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You'll have to wait for it to go up. He means that the RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast. Your clearance will not go up while you're within earshot of Union headquarters. So I work in the Bloody Murder Station. Okay, it's not the Bloody Murder Station. It's a converted old silk mill with a green desk lamps and coffee corner. A lot of good people work there hard every day. Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Revachol, Faubourg technically, but it's divided into 11 districts, and Jamrock has only us. The press will blow over, he says in a reassuring tone. Jamrock is a lucky city to have you, and is often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it. Thank you again, Lieutenant.
Anything else?
No, I'm set for now. Thank you. eating on that pizza for 3 days. I need to tell Lena about the Phasmid. Who's Lena? Cryptozoologist. If we're gonna drop you off anyway, we're gonna talk to Lena. She and her husband are conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery in part. They should know as soon as possible if you would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change. She is going to be over the moon. Watch out or she'll faint. Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I'll go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone's ever seen. We'll have to be good to cover all this, and then I will have a serious talk with my captain. He pulls up his collar and looks around. Cold spring light reflected in the lenses of his glasses. Detective, we stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening in Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate. Distant traffic, a scrape of newspapers just by, carried by the wind. It says, tensions rise in Terminal YC in light of the Dibbardiz strike in Terminal B among representatives of heavy industry in Coal City, you read. He wants to do that at Station 41. Talk to Captain Price. I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering. No, I meant come work at Precinct 41. Work with Price? A crooked smile quivers his lips. I'm flattered, but I don't know if I can... Would he fit in? Am I am crazy enough? Can take the stress? He doesn't know how to finish the sentence. Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you would even consider. The man turns very serious all of a sudden. I would have to tie things up at the GRIH first, but I mean, whatever is coming Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor. And we don't have a huge caseload. We also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant, she says with a smile. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains even. Yo, we are taking Kim with us. Recruit Detective Kim Kitsuragi. Just take a second. Some celebratory pizza. Fuck yeah. Good. Fuck it, let's go. The man points down the street. Trant brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock. That's very dry now. Under the noonday sky, the great district hums. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls in chimney stacks, fire traps as far as the eye can see, from Main Street to Precinct 41 to Boogie Street, forking into the snow-swept horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits at a factory window dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber in Old South. A man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It is time. Torsen, yes. McLean, yes. Hiddleston, yes. Hiddleston, no. Vic Mayer, yes. Dubois, of course. Really? Next, Gottlieb looks up from his list. I hear he's quite unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Price points with his pen at the doctor. It's dim in the office. Curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through, and when he does, he'll side with Revachol. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minot, of course. Wonderful. The woman looks north. Can we please just get back to Jamrock now? Fuck yeah, man. That was dynamite. That was dynamite. You are now a made man. Full Faith, thank you so much. Appreciate the follow. Holy shit. That game was something else, man. French Chapeau Noir. Best boy. Silver, welcome back. I haven't figured out whether or not the dice had anything to do with anything. That was a spectacular game. I can't wait to play it again. What's crazy, Bro Squatch, is that you could have watched me play this entire game, and if you just play it differently, there are milestones that have to be the same, but you could have an entirely different game. Like, it's barely a spoiler to have watched me play this game. It just sort of cut out there. That was something else. Yeah, depending on how it ends up. Do you get to fish side quests now? No, I think I'd have to start again. We had almost all the side quests done. Crazy.